Stars versus...
Oh, the Pearls,
Yeah.
Where'd that Pearls thing? I had the Pearls team sheet, eh? Are we on? To our live stream. To all you tuning in at home, it's showtime again as the Pearls taking on the Stars of the US. Both teams pretty fancied here. The Pearls already played today and won emphatically in their first game as the Stars look to push the passes out wide. Good physical game so far. And both sides got pace to burn as the number 40 there. Oh, little goose step. Coming back inside. Of course, the Stars travelling here all the way from the US. Throwing the ball around with ease at the moment, to be honest. And a little knock on there. Playing advantage, the referee. And the one to watch for the Pearl side is Green. She's not on the field at the moment, but she absolutely tore them up in that first match. And she is the danger one. She scored 3 tries, set up another. And it was pretty much all down to her in that first game. And with me now is Pete Jolly. Pete.
How are you, Gareth?
Feeling? How are you feeling after that 5-minute break? I'll tell you what, we got a 7s break, didn't we?
We did. I think it came at a good time, not just for the commentators, but also for the athletes out there. It's fairly warm if you just tune to the coverage, up around 30 degrees out there. In the shade, you're probably looking at around 25, 26, if not 30, 32 out there. It is a hot day here on the Central Coast, and as we see now, a gap made towards the 10, Gareth. And we've only had 2 minutes of this, and I'll hand it back to you.
Yes, and the ball spread wide out. Oh, knock on there, just not concentrating, going back on the inside, but her passer wanted her on the outside. As they come now for another scrum here.
As we just handed the team sheet for the Stars.
Yes, and I'm told number 1, Ashley Perry, is the one to watch out for here. I mean, the numbers aren't really what they say in the program. They've all got number 40 by the looks of it, the Star side. So I'm assuming that it'll be number 41, Ashley Perry, is playing in number 1.
So just to let everybody know, what happens is they've got to register about 5 to 10 minutes before each match, and there's a lot of name change or number changes throughout the day, so it's fairly hard to keep up with consistency, but we'll do our best as we see down the sideline they go, looking for their first points of the match here in Pool B, and looks like they'll go under the sticks, and they do, quite easy in the end.
Yeah, it's the first time the Pearls have had the ball in this game, really, and they make use of the ball and scoring a great try to kick off this second part of the tournament at the Central Coast Sevens. Thanks for tuning in to the new live stream, of course. Follow us, as we've said, all day on hashtag BarTV Sports or hashtag CC7s. And it's a great carnival atmosphere down here at lunchtime. So if you're at home having a snack, maybe you've been to the beach this morning and you've tuned into us, strap in for a great afternoon of entertaining running sevens rugby, Peter.
Yeah, exactly right. And the Bar TV scoreboard, it's gone up. Well, that's the first try. It was converted, so 7 points to 0. And we've just had 4 minutes of the first half here. And it looks like the Pearls, they keep this up. Could be a big score, but you never know what this type of rugby can give you, is it? 1 minute it's up the other end, and the next minute it's up the other, and it's just that speed that you got to look out for. And
one might say it's end-to-end stuff, Pete.
That's probably the easiest way to say it. Yeah.
Twisting and tongue twisting is a feature of the Bar TV commentary as the ball knocked on there by the Star side, and very impressive defence here by the Pearls. And obviously these girls have a couple of full-time contracted players. Ranked number 2 in the world. They're called the Pearls today, obviously because it's not a sanctioned IRB tournament. but a lot of them making up their national side in the tournaments that go to Dubai and indeed all around the world.
And of course, the Stars Rugby Sevens, as you just keep mentioning there, they're from the USA. They've got a pretty strong side, including several players with USA Eagle international experience as well.
Cut back to the action here, inside ball, and that's a try for the Pearls. Sorry for interrupting there, Pete, but the Pearls just opened them up there, and that's a try.
As we just mentioned, throw it out wide, and they look dangerous, and they just couldn't scramble enough, could they, the Stars Rugby side from the USA there, to stop the runaway Pearls there. And as Gareth was saying earlier in the coverage, ranked number 2 in the world. They've ranked number 1 here at the Central Coast Sevens. And the Aussie Pearls will feature some of the best Sevens talent in the country. And just watching that try, that's why they are the best. It was just too clinical, wasn't it?
Yes, and speaking to their analyst who's here today from the ARU setup, he said, watch out for these girls. These girls are going to cause an absolute stir in the next coming years, especially at the 2016 Olympics in Rio. So this is a team that might hold one of our gold medal hopes, and you're looking at them live on Bar TV.
As they
put that in your biscuit
and eat it. I don't think she'll ever kick that ever again.
She won't be winning any gold medals with that one.
I'll tell you what. If it was like a boomerang contest or something with a rugby ball, she might have won gold. Went backwards.
Except it didn't come back to her. That's like my golf shots. I've hit golf shots that have gone backwards. As the ball spread out now by the Stars, they look to go wide.
It's in the touch.
Chancing their arm and into touch. Not quite running onto the ball there. Looking for the quick line out, though. The Stars are set.
Haven't seen many line-outs today. It's been too quick for line-outs.
That's a good ball off the top there and looking very dangerous with ball in the hand. Oh, kicked backwards. This could be dangerous here for the Pearls as they clean up the scraps at the back there. Coming through in the breakdown, and yes, just
penalty.
Losing their feet there, the Stars side. And that's one thing about this Aussie Pearls side is 7 minutes has gone in this first half.
Gee, that went quick.
They will be very disciplined in their structures as they come from this ARU development squad, which trains them and teaches them well as they truck one up the middle. We haven't seen that much today. As little scoot from the ruck, little bit of bad defence there. They got support on the outside, but no, can't get it. Oh, that's a good clean out there though by the Aussie girls. The ball coming out. Got support. Dummy on the inside. Can she offload? Yes, she can. And a little step. Jenk on the inside. And she's going to go all the way here under the sticks. And that's the second try after the bell's gone. And that'll take them to 21-0 if they get the kick, Pete.
Well, the siren went about 30 seconds before. But it's not over until the fat lady sings. And that is for sure. And here's the kick now from right in front. Looks okay off the boot. Right over the black dot. So an extra few points goes onto the total of the Pearls. So it's 21 points to 0. And that is half time here. That was the quickest 7 minutes I've seen, I think. I know it's 7 minutes or 7 minutes in every match, but how quick did that go?
Yeah, it was a blistering pace there. And I'll tell you what, this Pearl side, they look really slick, don't they? And that the last try scorer there, Maddie Elliott, we haven't seen too much of her, but she just opened them up, put her foot down, and didn't look like even getting run down, did she? And
you got to remember too, the USA, they've got a very strong side, as you say. They're no slouches, and but so far, it's all one-way traffic for our number 2 girls in the world, the Aussie Pearls. And looks like the time's up.
It'll be
Let's
interesting
go
to
again.
see if the Pearls bring on Elia Green. She absolutely carved them up, as we mentioned, in the first match. She's the danger player. She hasn't featured in that first half, and no, it looks like she's coming to the bench, which is a shame because she's an absolute excitement machine in this sevens format. As they come back now for the restart, it'll be the USA Stars to kick off. The Stars, as they're known in this Central Coast Sevens tournament. As we hear the siren getting us ready for the kickoff. The whistle is blown. The kick is there, and it hasn't gone 10 for the 20th time today. I tell you what, if I have to say that again, I'm going to go out there and cut off someone's foot.
In other words, it's getting to you.
I tell you what, if you can't do a simple restart like that in a tournament of this calibre, you need to hand the kicking duties over to someone else, Pete.
And the wind's behind them too, so there's no excuses for that.
The wind's
going across the field, I guess, a little bit.
It's changed.
It's changed every minute.
Good tap. Little jink to no one there. I like that. I like a little head wobble. Oh, she's run onto that hard. The big number 10, Tiana Penatani. She's come out. They've got space on the outside, of course. Sameo. Big shout out there from the ground announcer.
So just remember to go there. You can get all the link on the Central Coast 7's website.
I think the ground announcer said we're doing exceptionally well for two blokes that don't know too much about rugby.
I don't know about that, Mr. Ground Announcer.
No, Gareth, how many games have you played for Newcastle?
I'm pretty sure one of us had a #1 album called Jesus Can't Play Rugby 4 weeks in a row on the comedy charts. But anyway, we'll leave that for another day. As we go to the Stars now, they win the line-outs. Ball not straight. I would have let that one play on there. Well, having a bit of a chat here. Not happy with the situation. It's all tongue-in-cheek, and it's a good vibe here at the Central Coast Sevens, and that's what we like. We don't take ourselves too seriously at Bar TV, that's for sure.
And it's great to have a look around the complex too, Gareth. A lot of families that are in here today. They've brought the picnic basket, munching on the Vegemite sandwich, and not too many people over at the club, but I'd say the club inside would be absolutely packed. There's a few up on the veranda there, but the majority of people are inside Maroubra Oval as they go on the attack.
Yes, and they've been listening to our coverage on the inside. A little grubber through. We haven't seen a grubber all day, and the number 10's coming through. She's got lots of pace there. Tiana Penatani, and she doesn't come up with a good covering defence there and good scrambling by the Stars side and draws a penalty. Great piece of intuitive rugby there by the Pearl side. As they go now to try and kick themselves out of danger here, the Stars, and doesn't get much on it, so pressure will be on here at the line-out, I'm guessing. The three-man line-out, or the three-person line-out, or the three-woman line-out. Are we politically correct here? Well, you're certainly politically correct, Pete. Talking to Tony Abbott, that's coming up a little later as well.
Yeah, it was a nice privilege to be able to interview the Australian Prime Minister earlier today. Not too many people knew he was coming. It was pretty much on the quiet, actually, and just the faces of the little kids. They wanted a selfie with him, and no doubt that'll be treading the internet as we speak. And
yes, and of course, Tony Abbott, my warm-up man on many occasions, and of course, warming us up today for Bar TV.
He said to say hello.
I'm sure he did. As the
first name basis?
Yeah.
And just quickly,
we Snapchat each other all the time.
Oh, do you? Snapchat, that would be?
It's
some sort of tech code thing.
Yeah. It's a startup that's going gangbusters, Pete. Get on it. It's right up your alley, actually.
Right up my alley.
Yeah. It's like a video message where you send a video.
And you can watch the other person.
Disappears straight away.
Oh, like magic.
Out of the World Wide Web, just like magic. And I know you're into your magic, Pete. As we get set for a scrum, about 15 minutes out, the Pearls looking to attack here. Probably looking to put some pressure on this scrum as the girls get down low and go.
And not too many know about the CC7s.
Oh, they've won it against the head here, Pete. Sorry to cut you off.
No, you're all right. Keep going.
They've won it against the head, but a little knock on there. Unlucky for the Pearls.
Just been given a few notes here, Gareth. The CC7s, as we all know, but not too many of our international viewers may know, it's the fastest filling tournament in Australia, receiving unprecedented interest annually. So, that says something about it. That's for sure.
Yes, definitely.
When it fills up like hotcakes, you're onto a good thing. And it's been going now since its inaugural tournament in 2009, and it's going to be around for many more years to come. So get on board, sponsorship opportunities as well. And showcasing the best sevens in the country.
Yeah, that's a penalty to the Stars there. The Pearls getting a little bit hasty in their decision-making here. Usually well disciplined as they truck the ball up through the middle there in Emily Belchos. Oh, good takedown there. Good tackle by the number 6 on the wing there for the Pearls. Emily Cherry, the captain, out on the wing. And that is going to be called a forward pass or an obstruction. Not too sure on the referee's call on that one. Unfortunately, she's not mic'd up for us, as are most of the referees here today, though.
And I know it's only day one of the 2014 tournament, but Craig, the brilliant tournament director here in charge of the tournament, is saying get on board for next year. So if you're out there thinking, yeah, we might enter a side in this, well, expressions of interest
They're open.
are now open. Yeah, so register your interest right now.
We might put a Bar TV invitational side in, Pete. You could be the manager, and I'll be the backs coach.
You're the backs coach.
As the ball comes in, shoots out the back of the scrum there, and sent wide. And this could be danger here as the captain with the ball. She is given plenty of room, and she comes around and makes no mistake about that. Emily Cherry, and that's another cherry on top for her, scoring a try.
Yeah, brilliant work. And just mentioning about the expression of interest for 2015, the way to do that, email is the best and quickest method of doing that, and the email address is morgan08@optusnet.com.au. That's morgan08@optusnet.com.au. So positions within the tournament, though, are determined at the sole discretion of the organising committee. But get in contact and let's build this even bigger in years to come.
I tell you what, that is full time, and the score here 28-0. That was the quickest game of rugby, sevens rugby I have ever seen, Pete.
Yeah, well, I thought the other game was the quickest, but that's up there as well.
Mate, I don't know. Maybe the ground announcer's having trouble keeping time.
Is it actually 14 minutes?
He's got his creaming soda and his sausage roll and
his horn blaster.
Yeah, I don't know if that was a full 7 minutes there.
He's taken the sunglasses off, but I think it is. He's given us the thumbs up.
He's got his little lunch made, and he's not sharing with us. That's for sure.
Does he? Yeah, he doesn't share it. Not many people do share around here. I've noticed.
Not for Bar TV anyway, because we're always on the job, Pete Jolly. We're always.
There's no time for eating.
There's no time for eating when we're talking. No one wants.
I'm sure a few people might say put a sandwich in it.
Yeah. If you'd like to see us put a sandwich in our mouth for a little while, hashtag Bar TV Sports or hashtag CC7s. Well, what a great day of rugby. It's a sunny day, not a cloud in the sky. We're also on the outer grounds as well here today. We're obviously covering the main ground because Bar TV is the main game for grassroots sports around Australia and around the world. And, of course, as we mentioned, if you are tuning in around the world, don't be afraid to tweet us. You can get us at Bar TV Sports, hashtag Bar TV Sports, hashtag CC7s, or even you can get my colleague here at Pete Jolly if you want to send him a little personal message, which he generally likes.
Yeah, guess who's on the field now? It's the Maple Leafs.
The Maple Leafs, and they
are playing
the Maroubra, Tijuana.
Yeah.
One of the New Zealand invitational teams. They're much fancied, but I tell you what, the Maple Leafs are ranked third in the world, so I'm tipping the Maple Leafs are going to run away with this one, Pete.
Yeah, I'm with you there.
Again, the ball hasn't gone 10.
No. What's that, the 54th time today?
Yes, and it's a short arm penalty, and they'll take it again from the middle of the field. Tap options both ways. They're going to go left. A little wrap around there. Oh, and they look smart on the outside and hits the hole well there. And that's going to be a try as she brings the ball round the captain. Great try there to start off proceedings, and that'll make it 5-0 with a kick to come under the post. You'd expect it to be 7.
Yeah, it was nice work there, just down the sideline. and in and away. And the try was awarded. And there you go. First points of the afternoon in this fixture. So let's see what will happen. Maple now in the front by 7 points to nil.
And we're lucky enough now to have Liz Antwizzle from the Stars with us, Pete Jolly, joining us in the commentary box. Liz, obviously travelling with the Stars. How are you, Liz?
We're doing well. Greatly enjoying our time here in Australia.
And are you loving it?
We're absolutely loving it. We flew into Sydney on Sunday and kind of had the full experience. We spent all week training with local clubs and finally get to hit the pitch today.
First time to Australia?
My first time. Most of the team's first time, yes.
Fantastic. How are you finding it?
We're absolutely adoring it. We've been wonderfully hosted by a lot of local teams. We spent some time with Terrigal, with Avoca, with Arumba, and had some great sessions with some guest coaching, and then had one day of surfing, but it was a bit cold. We prefer the weather today.
You need the steamer on definitely this time of year. As the ball taken with another short arm penalty. Again, the ball not going the full 10 metres. It's been a bit of a problem in this tournament. Can you explain why? Is it windy on the ground? We haven't been down there. We've been up in this air-conditioned box.
You know, I think the wind is a bit of a factor. You could see that on Australia's kickoff in the second half there, and some of our line-out throws when we were trying to go to our second jumper. And something we can adjust to a little bit, and we'll change our style of play going into our third game.
Do you know much about the Maple Leaves here?
I actually do, yes.
Yeah, that's good. Tell us about them.
Fortunately, I have played with and against them quite a few times. Both of our teams were in the Las Vegas Invitational earlier this year in February as part of the festival with the USA 7s tournament. And then we traveled up to Calgary Stampede 7s back in July. So a few of these girls play with the Aptuella team, and it's made up quite a few of the Maple Leafs players. That team we came across in the championship of that tournament, and they beat us there. I'm also familiar with quite a few of the girls because they play for the Howlers side, which is a touring team much like ourselves. So it's kind of a good friendly rivalry getting to see these faces now in a few different countries around the world.
So tell us a little bit about your side, the Stars. Is there many girls in that side in the international side?
We have a few of our players that have played for the Eagle Sevens program with the women. Kayleen Lundstrom, Ryan Carlisle, and Devin all spent time at the Olympic Training Center. Devin most recently also played with our 15s team at the Rugby World Cup in France. And then we've been fortunate that Canada loaned us Emily Belkos, and she's the one that came on second half and did a lot of our kicking in our first game too. We have a few players that are aspiring to make the Eagle side. Nana Favesi, who is our Tongan player with the big hair that you notice on the fields, has spent a couple of weeks training with head coach Rick Suggett. And quite a few of us all got together, too, with one of the former Eagles coaches.
Tell us about Landry. She's gone over again for a try for the Maple Leafs. She's one to watch for this Maple Leafs side. Do you know much about her? Because she's been very impressive in both games.
Just that her name pops up constantly on the try scoring.
And she also kicks as well, so she's definitely very impressive. And where to next for you guys? Are you going to tour around Australia a little bit more?
Unfortunately, we need to get back to the States, so we fly out on Monday morning. So after we finish play tomorrow and have a bit of a social, we'll be heading back home. We're in the middle of our Big 15 season right now, and our players that play in the Women's Premier League have their national championship in 2 weeks. Quite a few of our men will be playing against each other, too, with the remainder of their club seasons. But after this, we're really looking to Tobago Sevens in December, and then start out with a new set of tours for next year, going to about 5 or 6 different places.
And then, of course, in 2016, Rio. How big will that be?
We're looking forward to that. Hopefully a few of our players make that side, but I think it's a fantastic opportunity to, see some more Rugby Sevens, and if they set up a side tournament, we'll definitely be there.
And Bianca Farella just crossing over there for the Maple Leafs. Sorry to cut you off, and that was a try from within their own half. Getting to Sevens rugby tactically, where does your side stand? Are you just attack? Is that the American way, do you think?
We really work on our patterns, and I think that part of it is just working on patience. We'd like to get the ball sideline to sideline and be able to use our speed when the opportunity is there. With our men, sometimes you have to try to stop them from forcing things. You get that running back style from American football and the gridiron, and so really getting them to make use of skills and space. So for them, it's great being at a tournament like this and just seeing the style of the Fijians, of these Australian sides of New Zealand. I think our women have a little bit more grace in their play, and they executed their pattern well. I mean, you can't come across Australia, you can't be too disheartened losing a game against them with how good they are.
Yeah, definitely well structured and coming obviously through the ARU systems, which is one of pretty world class for us. And you guys definitely held a good account for yourselves. Where to next for you guys? Do you think big tournaments this year. Tobago sounds interesting. I mean, that sounds pretty glamorous. Sorry, I can't even get that out. I'm not used to it.
It's all right. Maybe you should join us. You could see for yourself.
I'd love to. My sister-in-law actually lives in St. Martin in the Caribbean, which is pretty wicked.
Yeah, no, it's a great tournament. They host a big women's tournament there, and for years and years, it was one of the only tournaments, if not the only, where the women's prize money was significantly higher than the men's. I think the rumor is that the women's total prize used to be $10,000, where the men's was $5,000. Like $5, not $5,000. So they were really growing the women's game. The Maple Leafs have been there for at least last year. They were there. We see teams like the Howlers, Atlantis, which is another touring side from the United States. So we'll be there, and then several of the other Caribbean teams. So when we played in Las Vegas in the elite bracket there, we see Trinidad and Tobago, Mexico goes. With the men, you'll see Tigers going to be there as well, our side, and then a few other teams from the U.S. in the same, kind of like from that NACRA region. So a good two-day tournament, and for us will be kind of another warm-up and selection tournament going into Las Vegas, and then we're coming back to Samoa in May.
As Karen Paquin crosses over there, as far as tournaments go, where does this one stand? Obviously, you guys are having a lot of fun. Where does it stand, party-wise and rugby-wise?
Well, we only did, 1 day of being social here in Australia so
Come
far.
on.
That'll come tomorrow night. You'll have to see. No, I think this tournament's been pretty tops. The build-up and the organization that Craig and everybody's put on has been fantastic. It's been quite fun finally putting faces together with all the social media, all of the Facebook and Twitter and everything that's going on about it. And I think for us, it was a huge build-up. We'd been talking about this tournament, and I think had our entry fee back in February. So to finally come 8 months later and have it all be realized is fantastic. And the quality of play is exactly what we were hoping for.
Yes, very good. And half-time here, it's a 26-0 to the Maple Leafs. They're playing all over this New Zealand Invitational side at the moment.
So I guess how much interest back home is there? I mean, is there a fair bit of interest circulating around? I mean, social media is going gangbusters.
Yes, I'm afraid to check my Twitter right now. We've been really fortunate. We've had so much support. In the lead up to the tournament, we actually had a lot of clubs as well as the armed forces and different families and friends all send us videos wishing us good luck for the tournament, and have really been after it to get people behind us. We're really lucky in that our team has been powered by Serevi. So Wisely Serevi, with his camps in the United States, and they've given us tanks. They've given us a player or two, actually. And so getting all of their attention with Twitter too has been fantastic. But solid sponsors, good support from the clubs, and we had a couple of shout outs today from the High Performance Sevens director Alex Magleby. So that's really heartening to see before we come to a tournament like this.
That's the thing. Sometimes tournaments they can't really attract the big sponsors, and I know a lot of women's tournaments across Australia, sometimes they do struggle. So that's great to know that sponsors are on board.
We wouldn't be here if it weren't for all of our sponsors. It was a significant amount of work fundraising, and it's a blessing that we had so many people willing to get behind this. As one of just a few women's touring sides in the United States too, it's just a huge opportunity to get people to Rio and beyond, and give them the chance to play more, since there are less stops on the women's circuit for the IRB.
And is there anybody back home that you'd like to give out a shout? Because this is going live across America right now.
Yeah, this is live across America right now. I'd just like to give a shout out to my son Henry and remind him that he's got a koala bear coming his way.
A real koala
one?
bear?
I don't know if I can get that through customs. I might try. But we did spend a good day at the reptile park.
You might be able to smuggle it in on your hand luggage, maybe.
Right.
Thanks very much for joining us today. We really appreciate it. And don't forget, #BarTV Sports if you are online at the moment.
Fantastic. Thank you. And we use the hashtag #StarsRugby7s.
Of course. Everyone listening out there, #StarsRugby7s, #BarTV Sports, and #CC7s. Thanks very much, Liz, for joining us.
Fantastic there to get the insights of the athletes. A lot of them may take a lot away from this. In fact, they do. Bigger and better things down the track, and they're all eyeing off, aren't they, Rio? But as she was just saying, the opportunities like these tournaments don't come across every day, so they've got to take the opportunity when it presents itself.
Yeah, a little knock on there. Scoring here in this match is 26-0. And we go here for a little scrum set on the 10-metre mark. The Canadian side attacking the line. Tijuana, it'll be their feed. as they come through now. Looking to spin the ball wide. Little dummy on the inside. Oh, wrap around. We haven't seen that too much in the women's game today. And again, they come around inside ball, though. Has options.
And it's all happening. Hashtag us, Bar TV Sports. As we'll have guests regularly throughout the telecast here. So don't go anywhere. We spoke to the Prime Minister earlier.
As the
We
ball
might
comes
play
out,
that
they've
later
got
too,
options.
Mr. Wozick.
Sorry, Pete, I'm cutting you off again. We've got options down the blind side. We haven't seen too many blindside plays today. As the ball comes out, little jink, little goose step. I'll tell you what, the Maple Leafs are playing all over this side at the moment. As the ball comes out, they look to spin it wide. Oh, little knock on there.
Well, it's convincingly 26-0. And we also appreciate everybody that comes through the Bar TV box, because a lot of them have got their sides to get up and raring to go. But it's all about exposure, and they know that the coverage is going right across the world. So we thank everybody who would like to pop up here and have a chat, not just today, but we'll be back tomorrow as well for Finals Day 2014.
A little move again on the blind side here. Open there. Will she dive over? Yes, she does. The number 11 in Harvey for the Maple Leafs scores that one without a shadow of a doubt.
Harvey from the Maple Leafs.
Yes. A name synonymous with Canadian rugby is Harvey.
Is Harvey. And here's the conversion now. I think on average it's around 6 or 7 seconds from the try to the kick. And here's the kick. Here's the good old toe punt.
The toe punt.
Has it
drop
got
kick.
there?
And
It
she
has.
made
What
it.
a kick off the toe.
That is unbelievable. It didn't look like it was going to get over, but that breeze, as you can see, just lifted it over that black dot. I think it's actually a green dot here at Wyong, a green and gold dot for the Wyong Roos, home of the Wyong Roos where we're playing today.
Wyong Roos, of course, in the VB New South Wales Cup.
Yes, and of course...
They're in the Newcastle Rugby League competition a few years ago before they made their way into the State League. And of course, next year you'll be able to catch a few games of VB New South Wales Cup right here on the home of rugby and rugby league and everything else in between, Bar TV Sports.
Yes, the home of grassroots sports, really. That's a good kickoff there. It just finds the 10-metre line. Coming out there, she's a little show and go. Jimmy, shimmy, as the breakdown comes out. They've got the numbers here. The Maple Leafs all knocked on there. Poor attack, and that's going to come back for a scrum. And that's pretty scrappy play there. Expected more from the Maple Leafs, and they want to really go on and send a message out to the rest of this tournament here. It's 33-0 to the side here, but they really want to go on and post a big score in this second half of rugby.
With 1 minute 30 seconds remaining in this match, as we stand by for our next match on the card, will be Fiji versus Maroubra Magic.
Everything's magic in Maroubra, that's for sure.
Even the beach.
I'll tell you what.
Nice
but
spot.
Fiji were very, very impressive in that first game. So,
And then after that, to wrap up the ladies, we'll have Brazil again versus the Graduates.
Brazil.
Just outside the 22.
Held up in a maul there, and looks like the Maple Leafs are going to come away with it. No, good clean out there.
As they approach the 10, throwing it around.
Danger here if she can get away.
Oh,
No,
good
that's
tackle.
Great tackle. And she's
Steal
come up,
too.
stolen the ball from the break. Flicks it out the back. That's a great ball. Finding its mark to Julia Greenshields, who's going to come around and make no mistake with it. And that's a great try, Pete.
Oh, that's classy. That is absolute class. You know, she was up quick, got the ball back, got back up, offloaded, support player on her right, and off they went. Great try. Brilliant try of the afternoon for them.
Yeah, what a top effort there by Greenshields. She's looked threatening all day and dangerous as There's a little bit of trouble there for one of the players down in the ground. They're not probably going to worry too much about it as time doesn't get called off, obviously, in the sevens tournament. But that's full time now anyway. The whistle is blown and the referee is going to say one more play, is he? Yes, he is. Well, it's pretty odd when there's an injured person down there.
Yeah, and just going through the champions since this competition started back in 2009, the Burwood Blues got up in the inaugural year, the Warwick Bombers in 2010, Sunnybank 2011, the Fijian side in 2012, and the Northern Suburbs side in the men's tournament got home last year, while for the women, well, the inaugural season went to the Sydney University side. The girls from the ACT in 2010, the Aussie Pearls in 2011, while Sunnybank, what a year it was for the men's and the women's in Sunnybank for 2011, 2012. The Sunnybank ladies were able to get up that day. And last year, the Tribe Sevens were triumphant here at Maroubra Oval. So that's the match. That's all she wrote for that one. And we stand by now for our next clash of the afternoon. Fiji versus Maroubra.
Yes, Fiji versus the Maroubra Magic. Should be a great game, but I tell you what, this Fiji side, they looked very impressive in that first game, Pete Jolly. They were all over it. They won by nearly 50 points.
Yeah.
I tell you what, I wouldn't like to be Maroubra at this point in time. Let's just hope Fiji have had a little bit too much to eat and they slow back the pace in this game.
Yeah. Fijiana, they're about to come on. Of course, the national team of Fiji, the reigning Coral Coast Sevens champions. And they come into this competition, Gareth, after a successfully qualifying as a core team on the Women's World Series after a magnificent tournament recently in Hong Kong where they won the cup final. That's the team of Fiji up against the Maroubra Magic. And then, of course, the Maroubra Magic run an extensive and highly successful women's sevens program. Fair to say the Maroubra side, strong performers across the park, and I'm pretty sure they'll be out to ensure their young team take into their big young opponents. That is for sure. Well, as we mentioned, we'll have special guests right throughout the afternoon here. And Jay, how are you doing?
Good, how are you?
Good, thanks, mate.
Good to have you in the box, Jay. Of course, you know a lot of these players first name. What's your role with the Sevens setup?
My role is I was the founding chairman of the Coral Coast Sevens, which is now known as the Bailey's Fiji Coral Coast Sevens. We're now into our 5th year, and our reigning women's champion, the Fijiana, here today up against Maroubra.
I tell you what, they were very impressive in that first game, Fijiana.
Very much. It's obviously with Fiji, it's the 4th religion, rugby sevens, and the girls are born into it, and it's great to see them having the opportunity now to show what they've got.
So talk us through the team. The number one on the far side, I believe, she is absolute lightning.
Yeah, the great thing about Fijian rugby, both the men's and the women's, is that they grow up from a very young age playing the game, and obviously the facilities in Fijiana is as good as what we have here. They play on uneven surfaces, and that's where they learn a lot of their balance and their skills on the surfaces. So when they get a great pitch like this, that's even better for them.
Yeah, the field has come up pretty well. Little knock on off the kickoff. It was a good kickoff. The girls and the men have struggled with making that 10-metre line in this tournament. What do you think? The breeze, is it that strong out there? We can only feel it up here, and it's quite nice.
It's nice and refreshing up here. No, it is quite strong. You can see the flags over there, in the wind there, quite strong wind, and just a few mistakes early on, a bit of nerves, I guess, the kickoff.
And how do you rate the competition? So far, so good.
Yeah, I was here 12 months ago, and it's certainly gone up another level. The quality of the teams that are here is fantastic. Obviously, with the Fijian and the national women's team, they're now a core member of the circuit, so this is great preparation for them. And also in the men's division, just the quality's gone up, another level. Tremendous. You see the names on the sheet. A lot of international experience. I know in our team in the Yamathea side, the current Coral Coast champs, they've got one core member, Semi Kunatani, and the rest there's about another 4 or 5 that are in the extended squad. So,
as the Fijiana comes away now with the ball, it looks like they may score. Oh, she's strong, isn't she? That's a bit of a height and weight disadvantage for the Maroubra girl there, and didn't look like really bringing her down there, did she? She is amazing.
Yeah, she's a great player. No beg your pardon, the big fend. No second comings.
Yeah, definitely, and don't argue with that. I tell you what, that was absolutely amazing piece of rugby there to open up the scoring here for Fijiana. It's 5-0 with a kick to come.
And she looks like she's going to be converting her own try. Will we back her in?
I'll go for it. In the wind? No.
Oh, just held up. That breeze has held up the ball. Looks like it hit a brick wall there, an invisible brick wall.
Yeah, the other great thing about the Fijiana is that their coach, Tani Vula, who's had a previous experience with the men's side, the girls are really happy with his knowledge of the game and what he's been able to impart to them. So it's been a great win-win.
So these ladies, are they based in Fiji and they come over and they tour all around the world? Is that how it happens?
These are all Fijian-based girls. In the extended squad, I think there's about 1 or 2 that are Australian-based Fijian girls. But yeah, there's a lot of them. Obviously, getting out to see the world through rugby. It's wonderful.
It's great, isn't it? As the Maroubra side now attacking and looking a little bit flat here, they're going to have to do something a little bit better than that to counter this Fiji. Oh, high tackle, and there's been a couple of high shots today, and a little bit unwarranted, that one, I feel, as the ball comes out. Oh, scrappy pass there, and this
Great
could be trouble here. Great pickup. Oh,
nice quarterback.
Double knock on. That was good hands. Tell me about it. I mean, you mentioned these guys play on very rough surfaces. These girls, sorry, play on very rough surfaces, and from a young age. I mean, is it from when they're born they get a rugby ball in their hand?
Well, in Fijian culture, predominantly you find that it's the girls play netball and the boys play rugby. But now with the opportunities given to these girls, they grow up watching it. They grow up, idolising the men. But it's wonderful to see them now having an opportunity to show their natural skills and flair for the game.
And the vision. Look at this. In and away move inside the 22. Gee whiz, no one's going to... Oh, little jink at the end and puts it down.
A little bit of show
impressive.
Pony.
Show pony on display there. That's what we love here at the Sevens.
A little Sarevi jink there at the end.
So she would have, learnt that move on the beach over there.
Absolutely. I remember years ago, back in about 1998, I was over in Fiji, and we're talking about Campese's goose step, and they were talking about Sarevi's goose step, and we're having a competition whose was the best. I think we gave it to Sarevi in the end.
I'd give it to Sarevi as well. Campese probably stole it off Sarevi, I'd imagine. As we come back now, it's 12-0 here at Wyong, Maroubra Oval.
So the ladies, they've been over here for a few weeks now?
No, the girls, they arrived on Thursday.
Right.
On the 9 o'clock flight out of Nandi. I was on the same flight with them. And again, the girls have won their way through to the circuit as a core team of the women's series.
Mm-hmm.
They won that, I think it was about just over a month and a half ago up there in Hong Kong, I think it was.
Yeah.
So they've come a long way in a very short time, and our hope, even with the Bailey's Fiji Coral Coast Sevens, we've got 18 women's team competing in a couple of weeks' time. The aim is to really hopefully see the Fijiana win a gold medal at the Rio Olympics.
You may have to fly Bar TV over for the coverage. It sounds like an unreal tournament. The Maroubra come up with a ball, but they juggle it, double knock on there, and we'll go for another scrum.
So there's plenty of good talent coming through Fiji.
Yeah, absolutely. We're an island nation of less than 1 million people, but we certainly punch above our weight when it comes to rugby sevens.
And not just rugby, I mean rugby league as well, pretty big over there.
Yes, rugby league's certainly growing. Just recently, Andrew Johns and Brad Fittler over there identifying new stars. They've just picked out 3 new guys, and one of the young guys, he's 18 years old. He comes from up where the Yamathea boys are based, so he's pursuing a career in rugby league. So it's exciting.
Oh, little jink there, good step off the left foot and under the sticks there. The number 11, is that number 11? Yes, it is.
And that's what I guess too. With a massive nursery in Fiji, you've got to get them young before they decide whether it's going to be either league or union.
Yeah, that's right. The wonderful thing, I guess, and I've always said this, is that the Fijians are just built for contact. They're built for rugby, and they're able to adapt very quickly to either rugby league or rugby union.
I would say rugby union would be their preference, though.
For them, it's just the opportunity. The rugby league is such a powerhouse here in Australia, and the level of income that they can earn from rugby league is very hard to turn away from.
Yes, obviously, but the opportunities of a worldwide game that rugby is now, with the sevens in Rio, and obviously all the European competitions that are happening. Obviously hard to turn your back on that, as well as Maroubra now attacking. Good little hole running there. Good little step there. And she's done it again. She's palm on off. Will she have the pace to get all the way? No, she's dragged down. That's a great run there by the Maroubra girls side. And little grubber through there, catching them unawares. Will she dive on the ball? Will she get there? Yes, she does. Over in the corner. I didn't think she'd make it. It was a foot race. It was an out-and-out foot race, and the big number 5 got there in the end.
And she's not getting up. She might be out of gas. One of the ladies over there.
I think there's a bit of an injury, maybe.
Injury, possibly.
That doesn't look good.
How hot is it out there on the field? It's warm up here, but I imagine it's warmer out there.
Oh, it's pretty warm, but that breeze certainly helps.
Yeah. Certainly picked up in the last half hour, and it's cooled things down. And of course, we had the Australian Prime Minister here today. What a coup.
Absolutely, that's fantastic, and that's what we need. A lot more support from the upper echelons of power, supporting the great rugby sevens.
Did you know he was coming?
I heard it on the radio on the way up. I couldn't believe it. I thought Craig's done a great job. Whoever he's talking to, keep talking and keep getting the support. Australian Rugby Union really needs to get behind sevens and start promoting it.
Yeah, especially from the grassroots level up, I think, and that's, I guess, what the Fijian sides obviously do so well from the grassroots in Australia. We've kind of been lacking that for the past sort of 10 years or so, but I think some new pathways coming in, especially with the Olympics, might see us perform a little bit stronger in that arena.
Definitely, the Olympics changes everything. As they say, the cliche, the game changer. You look at Canada, you look at Brazil, all these countries throwing millions of dollars at the game. And Australia has a huge nursery of players. It just needs to divert the attention there. Even looking at schoolboys or schoolgirls rugby, getting sevens into the schools would be fantastic.
Yes, definitely. I know the Newcastle rep program, which has been very strong in the country championships, they've just put a sevens side together that's going to play in some of these satellite tournaments as well, which is the next step for development in that region. I think the sevens pathway is definitely is good progress into being a professional rugby player these days.
Most definitely. The exciting thing about sevens is that you could be a relative novice to the game and easily understand what's happening, and it's always exciting. It's sort of like the 2020 of cricket. So I certainly hope that the sponsors around Australia get behind it as well.
Of course, $20,000 up for grabs in the men's, and $12,000 for the ladies. So fair bit of carry out there.
A huge incentive, especially for the Fijian boys and girls. You start converting that to Fijian currency, and it goes a long way. So it can change a lot of these teams in terms of what they invest in as well.
We talk about island life, and I've been to Fiji myself, and just how laid back it is as they come up for a try. She's going to scoot away. No one's going to catch her up the field, and just skips away at the end there, and that's a great solo try down the sideline from her own 20-metre line. That was unbelievable. That's just Fiji at its best.
Yep, that's par for the course in Fiji.
So talk us through the training, like leading up to a tournament like this. I mean, what did the girls go through? Is it a thorough preparation? Yeah,
these girls have been in camp for a little while now. They're based in Suva, and they just this week they said they did their itautau, their farewell to the president of Fiji. So it's still a lot of traditions involved with the game of rugby in Fiji. And so again, this is the national team, so they've been in camp for a couple of weeks with, as I said, Tanivula, their new coach, doing great work with him.
Yes, tradition as important as the kickoff restart, as we see that come over the 22-metre line. That's a good kick. That made sure of it, and that certainly went over the 10-metre line. As we'll come now for a line out, it'll be Maroubra's throw. Let's see if Fiji can capitalise on this territory here that they just gained from the kickoff. Obviously, the Fijians like to throw the ball around. That's their ethos, I guess, of rugby. Have you ever seen a Fijian 7-side that has just trucked the ball up?
Thankfully, no. I was down there during the Yamathea match and talking to Sir Gordon Titchens, and he was just commenting, the natural flair, the way they play the game, you can't coach that.
Yes, and that is another try for the Fijian side. They're absolutely running away with that. She's impressive too, the number 3. Can you tell us a little bit about her? Number 3.
This a lot of these girls here, they actually last year at the Coral Coast Sevens, they were split up. There were 6 playing for Mara Seahawks and the balance playing for the Fijiana side, and so they actually met in the final. And so Mara Seahawks, who'd lost the previous year, were trying to make amends, but thankfully the Fijiana, the national team, were able to come out on top. And number 3, she was one of the Mara Seahawks, I believe, at the time, but she's back here in the national team doing very well.
Yeah, she's impressed in both games here, and the score here now 33-5. It's a blowout again for Fijiana. I tell you what, they have to be tournament favourites, you'd imagine.
Definitely, they're right up there. The Aussie Pearls will also be very hard. They've had 2 good wins so far. But definitely, I'll put my money on Fijiana and the Aussie Pearls in the final.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the size of the Fijiana, they just look so powerful and dominant.
That's what I was just going to say. The 6 and the 5. What do you eat over there?
There's plenty of cassava and ndalo.
Can we get that around here if we need to build ourselves up?
Yeah, go to the local Pacific Island market somewhere and get them. But yeah, definitely heavy diet there, number 6.
But, all jokes aside, weight, I guess, does play a significant thing in rugby. But looking at these girls out here,
they're just athletic.
They've got athletic. They've just got that.
Aren't they?
Yeah.
The leg speed is impeccable. It's brilliant.
Yes, absolutely. The great thing about Fiji is that you go after work and you'll see everyone playing volleyball or some sort of sporting activity, touch rugby, so they're always active.
I guess team sports are a big thing in Fiji as they
Get
rubber
lucky
it
bounce.
forward. Little individual effort here, and will she get it? No, she hasn't. The Maroubra girls cleaned up there, but Fijiana still with a chance here. No, knocked down, and it's going to be a penalty to Fijiana. She reversed that decision there, the referee. As they come now. It's going to be points, I imagine. I can feel it coming. Look at her go. She's just going to truck it under, and will she get over? Will she be held up? Yeah, that's a try there. Not stopping her from that far out, that's for sure.
Just looking at these, the girls out there, it's the whole package, isn't it? From the hair, look at their hairstyle, through to their boots, their colour, their skill. Gee, they're going to be ones to watch tomorrow. That is for sure, as you say, ones to beat.
Yeah, absolutely. The jersey that they're wearing, I believe, is the men's national coach Ben Ryan, who's designed the women's jersey. So he's done a good job.
Yeah,
nice
very
socks.
classy. Can you get us one of them?
Maybe at the end of the games tomorrow, we can ask for a jersey.
I'll give my Bar TV brown jacket.
We'll do a trade.
Very good. And you mentioned the team sports obviously in Fiji, but all these guys and girls, they've got tremendous pace. What about Olympic sprinting or anything like that? Is that something that doesn't really get developed?
Again, it's just there are natural sprinters. They have every year the Coca-Cola Games, which is basically the school competition, which is huge in Fiji. It's like a mini Olympics, and there's lots of talent there. But again, it's just having the resources to develop it further.
Oh, she crashes over there. That's a good try.
Solid.
I would have ducked under that one and just probably dived for the line, but she chose to barge over, and that was a good solo effort there down that touchline. And the score now 45-5.
And if you ever want a running advertisement, putting body onto body, that was it. That would have been an almighty clash out there. You could hear the impact up here.
I felt the impact up here.
Commentary box rocked. I thought it was an earthquake. But no, it was the try coming up. Well, here's the kick from the sideline now. Or we've had the kick. Gee, these kicks happen. You blink and you miss, don't you? That's how quick they happen. Yeah.
45-5, sorry.
There's a 40-point ball game.
With a minute to come.
Got the 10
Twice now they've scored 40
10?
points. Yes, got the 10. I'm happy with that. Oh,
she's built well.
the two big boppers meet there.
Oh,
Oh,
try and get out quickly.
Number 66, keep an eye on her.
I'll tell you what.
She'd love her rugby.
Clash of the Titans.
Front rower.
Winger.
Winger. Bit of
The
speed.
ball now to be fed in by the Maroubra side. So you mentioned the tournament's on next week, is that right? Or
No,
fortnight?
Yeah, we've got next week. We've got the what we call the Coastal Grade 8, where we have 32 teams around Fiji. You know, a lot of village teams come in to compete to win their way through to the Bailey's Fiji Coral Coast Sevens, which is then 2 weeks after. So the 13th to the 15th of November. And the winners from the Central Coast Sevens here get to win their way to our tournament in Fiji. So in both the men's and the women's division.
Yeah, definitely an absolute honour, and I tell you what, it sounds like an absolutely amazing tournament. Thanks for coming in
You're welcome.
and sharing it with us. Feel free to drop by anytime you want.
Thank you very much.
We'll
and
be here.
We'll make sure we get a Bar TV invite for Fiji. Yeah.
Yeah, that would be
No
unbelievable.
worries.
See if we can get a jersey for
I'm
you.
even happy not to go business class.
Cattle
We'll
class.
put you in cargo.
Put me in a cage. I'm an animal.
The snakes.
Yeah,
Right,
thanks very much,
thanks
Jake.
for that
Thanks
very
for coming in. We really appreciate your
All
time.
the best. Yeah. There you go. Great insight into how the other half live and play, train.
Fijian rugby, and Fijian rugby is we're just one of those cultures that just really embrace each other, really embrace good times. You can see them all down there smiling, just loving life. Both teams are coming together with a big hug at the moment. And that's the spirit of the game. That's the spirit of rugby. You won't get that in any other sports, Pete Jolly. You won't get that in any other sport in the world, mate.
What do they call this? Rugby.
Rugby union.
Rugby union. This is why we're here. And of course, our next match coming up right now. Well, I'll tell you something. A lot of people thought that this program might have been delayed a few minutes because of the late arrival this morning, but we are smack bang on time. Just looking down now at the program, Gareth. 2 o'clock is our next game, and we're 5 minutes away. So, if anything, we're gaining time, which is great.
Brazil. And we're having the Brazilian girls versus the graduates
Yeah,
to Sir with love.
could well be. We could be out here for a bit of love. And, of course, the crowd building nicely here at Maroubra Oval. The coverage beamed live across the globe. Hashtag Bar TV Sports. Commentary side will take your texts and will endeavour to get out there and publish them at every opportunity. And if you're at the ground, make sure you hashtag CC7s. We want to see your photos. There'll be plenty of photos out there. Let's have a look at them. Let's see what the day's all about. Beautiful day for rugby. Couldn't have asked for a better day. The gods have really turned on us. Well, they haven't turned. Well, they've turned pure sunshine on us, haven't they? That's what they've
There's a couple
done.
of clouds coming over now at the moment.
Do you think we could have a few showers at the end of the day? I think
tell
they
you
are
what,
predicting a few
I tell you
thunder
what.
showers about
Tell you
5
what,
o'clock.
Pete, me and you in this box sweating together, we're going to need a shower at the end of the day. I don't know about if it's going to rain, because I tell you what, it's getting a little bit sweaty in here.
You still keen on this swamp out the back, or you think you might head home now?
I've gone off the swamp, mate. I'm probably not going to have enough time to get in the swamp. I've got to go straight from here to a gig, obviously, at the Civic Theatre Playhouse tonight in
Yeah.
Newcastle.
Get along.
Which should be amazing.
what
Yes,
time's that start?
I am available for corporate gigs. It starts at 7:30 tonight.
And I'm available for anything. 7 o'clock tonight at the Playhouse.
7:30 tonight. Doors
7:30.
open.
The popcorn starts about 7.
The popcorn starts at 7.
The wine flows.
Of course, it is the only theatre in Newcastle attached to the Civic that you can take alcohol into. So everyone knows with a bit of comedy, especially my comedy, you need a little bit of a drink. So obviously practice it safely, responsible service,
Oh, yeah.
and all that sort of stuff.
And,
But
of course,
make your way in there. And Sam McCool is the headlining
yeah.
act. A man of many faces. Actually got to play for the UN
Did he?
this year, yeah,
Right.
with his show Embracist.
Embracist. Well, that's what we're doing here, embracing the competition. And, of course, it wouldn't have been possible without the official partners. Fitness First, the Wyong Shire Council from the Central Coast, C101.3 FM. Of course, the state of New South Wales, which is no doubt the new state of business these days. Destination New South Wales, another radio partner here on the Central Coast, is 107.7 2GO.
2GO.
Heard that for many of you, along with C101.3.
Good rock tunes on 2GO.
And, of course, Regional Development of Australia. The Gosford City Council, they've been pumping a bit into it as well. Boost. Who needs a Boost juice right now?
I'll tell you what I do. So if anyone's here with a Boost juice, bring one to the comment box and we'll have a chat.
And also Terry White Chemists for your SPF needs. 50 plus, I think you need out there today.
Yes.
It's pretty hot.
Especially pasty-looking people like you and me, Pete. That's why we're undercover.
Is it what? Hey, we'll bring the SPF 50 tomorrow, I think, Gareth. And Alcott Hire for all your scaffolding needs. And the event cinemas. May as well get along to Tuggerah this afternoon if you can. What a way to finish it off. If you're not up at the Playhouse tonight, go catch a movie at Tuggerah.
I hear Fury's supposed to be really good if it's opened yet.
Yeah,
Brad
right.
Pitt.
Coming to a cinema near you.
Yeah, and Brad Pitt is an absolute dreamboat too, by the way.
Is he?
Apparently.
Yeah, we've heard that. And a lot of Brad Pitt fans get along. Yeah, Tuggerah's the place to go. And, of course, you can get all your classic tunes and one of the best radio stations on the coast. Of course, is a split between C101.3 and 107.7 2GO. You like your AM or your FM? Gareth, what are you, an AM man or an FM guy?
I'm an AM. It shows my age. I'm getting old. I'm a talkback man, to be honest.
Oh, you like Graham Gilbert?
Yeah.
He's one of your favourites?
I'm a big Craig Hamilton fan. I'm a big Richard King on 2HD. I'm a big fan of his.
Yeah. Nothing like 11:43, 2HD. That brings back a few memories up there with Aaron Carney when we used to go around the grounds at 5 o'clock.
But anyway, we're going around the grounds here. Pete, can you tell us the scores for some of the other matches?
Well, I can give you a few, that is for sure. In the earlier matches in our pool, 10 o'clock, the first between Australia and the New Zealand Wasps, 24-14. The Maple Leafs beat Sunnybank by 36-0, and Fiji beat Rugby 7 by 48 points to 0. So the match right now features Brazil versus the Graduates, and I've got to say, there's a few yellow ribbons on display, which has already caught your eye, Gareth, was it?
Yeah, definitely.
You don't mind a ribbon?
I don't know what they're all about, but definitely adding a bit more colour to these purple uniforms of the Graduates. One of the ladies came out acting like some sort of cat. I don't know what that was all about, but anyway, it should be a good game. The Graduates.
Look at her go! Ribbons and all. Will they stop her over the halfway line? Well, if you ever want to start to a sevens tournament, this is it. Definitely.
Yes. And the Brazil team, impressive in the first game. This is the first look we've had at the Graduates on the number one field here at Maroubra Oval, and they look like they're into it, the Graduates. They've come here to play, that's for sure.
Yeah, they will definitely be here to play. Just keep your eye on a few of the Graduates. They are here, and it's all in their fun and their glory, of course, as we see a penalty now going to Brazil, and they take the quick tap. Oh, what a tackle by the number one Graduate. Absolutely knocked into her and hit her with everything.
Caitlin Moss, her name is.
Caitlin Moss
is a weapon.
If we can get a close-up of Caitlin Moss in jersey number 1 downstairs, that would be a photo and a half. She is built to play rugby. She's got pace, she's got size, she's got everything, and she's got her hair and in 2 ponytails. Oh, and she's got her clap on as well. Oh, you wouldn't want to be running at her, I'll tell you.
I'll tell you what, she absolutely monstered that Brazilian girl, and she'll be going all the way back to Rio.
Not only would she be every girl's worst nightmare, I think you'd be every man's worst nightmare. You would not be wanting to run attack at her whatsoever. Here she is again. She takes the tackle. Oh, she's gone down.
She's gone down.
Oh, she might have done the hemi.
No, she's up.
She's up. Oh, she's not happy with herself as Brazil continue to come. Oh, big tackle.
Another massive shot there in the middle of the field.
Is that the biggest tackle of the match?
The ball, the headband, everyone's gone everywhere. There's legs in the air. There's hair going everywhere. It's absolutely amazing. This is a game of rugby at its best.
Oh, we've got absolutely everything. This tournament has fantastic tries, fantastic hits. But, the athleticism on display there between probably two of the biggest girls on the field for the graduates was absolutely inspiring to watch. There's hope for everybody as they cross the halfway line.
Ooh.
There's a bit of nudge in this match. There's a bit of banter going on. This could get very interesting as a penalty goes to the graduates. And they've been called back here to take the tap because they wanted to get on with it, didn't they, Gareth?
Tarnisha Lyons just there. Looked very dangerous on that wing over there. And she's taking the tap now, and they look to spread the ball. And here comes Big Mossy. Mossy gives a good ball out wide. And they're coming down the touchline, but taken well by defence, who scramble well and taken off the back of the ruck there. And there's a little bit of space opening up there.
Oh, Big Mossy goes in again and crunches one of the Brazilians. They'll be having nightmares when they go back to Brazil. They won't forget about Big Mossy.
What a clean out by Mossy. I tell you what. She is an absolute weapon.
She's after the player of the tournament if she can pull off a few more of those big hits and big runs.
I don't know that she's got too much left in the tank here. She struggles to get over this scrum. But she has been out and out devastating. That's only one word you can use for big Caitlin Moss. The Terminator, I think they call her. The Exterminator. But definitely, as she comes to the scrum, the referee blowing his whistle for mine a little bit too much in this game. I'd like to just see them go all out and all at it.
Oh, I'd love to see Caitlin Moss score a try. What is she, as you say, the human bulldozer. Hey, she'll just
another penalty, and coming around.
Bulldozer away over.
That's a load of bulldozer there by the referee.
Oh, she's absolutely unhappy she didn't get the ball, but till now she's dropped it,
Mossy.
Caitlin Moss.
That's her first blemish of the game, Caitlin Moss.
With the hands and the ribbon. And, isn't this great to see, though?
This is great rugby.
Girls having a great time here at the Central Coast Sevens.
What a great start to this match, and we haven't had a score yet, haven't had a try yet in this match, but the graduates are looking very dangerous. Ball pops out the back for Brazil, flicked off the back, putting them in a little bit of danger. They're going to have to get rid of it.
Oh, she's dropped it.
It's going to be the graduates here with the ball back. Yes, it is. And that's a knock on there called by the referee. Good call that time. And we'll come back to a scrum, and the Brazilian girl looks a little bit hurt there.
We've nicknamed a few people over the years, haven't we, Gareth? Big Bad, the Central Coast Ram, Barry. Now we've got Big Bad Mossy. Oh, Caitlin, she is on fire. There's a little bit of trouble.
Magnificent Mossy, I like to call her.
Magnificent Mossy.
Everything she does is absolutely magnificent.
That is Mossy. What it's all about. Oh, she's got a lot of skills. I'm still...
Hashtag Bar TV Sports.
Flabbergasted by what she's presented to this match.
Hashtag CC7s. If you think
I think we need
Caitlin Moss is the player of the tournament so far. I tell you what, we like to see the ball go through hands. We like to see tries, but we also like to see some big, heavy, hard hitting, Pete Jolly.
Oh, let's create a hashtag. Let's just hashtag Big Mossy and see how many big hits we get on hashtag. As we see now.
Just hashtag Mossy and Robbo. I'm sure they'll be happy.
They spin it out wide.
Brazil. That's good hands there by the Brazilians as she's going to have a lot of pace here. She gets around one player and looks like she's going to streak away. The graduates aren't going to have the pace for the Brazilian international. And this is going to be a try, and the first try of a game completely against the run of play, Pete Jolly.
Indeed. Blistering pace. And Big Mossy's still back on the 22-metre line. She couldn't go all the way. She might be big in stature, but I don't know if she's got much in the athleticism as running. But she's quick when she needs to
10
be.
meters, I tell you that.
And she's sucking them in now with the water bottle. Take her off the field. She's done what the coaches wanted of Big Mossy. Here's the kick from right in front.
Keep her on the field.
It's over. Oh, boy. We've got everything here at the Sevens. It's 7-0 here at the Sevens.
Well, she's having a word to the referee, patting him on the back, saying someone's grabbing this beautiful curly hair of mine. Look, she's yelling at her players too. Is she the captain of this side?
Oh, I'd give her a captaincy.
I'd give her
Intimidator.
I'd give her the captaincy. I'd give her the points after the game. I'd give her the best and fairest.
Here's the kickoff. She wants the ball. They're going to
They're
kick
going
it
to
to
kick
her.
it.
Just watch this. Will she
Here
take it on
go-
or will
of
she
course
offload
will.
it?
Oh, here she comes.
Oh, big
Big pump.
bang, 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 bang. Still going. Oh, for a big woman, she's got great skills in her arms and her legs. Kicking the ball now downfield.
Didn't need to kick that, Pete.
Nah, she could have took them on.
And the Brazilians come up with it. This is the last play of the game. She's got support on the inside. She dummies and she gives it. And the Brazilian side now held down. This is the match of the tournament so far.
Oh, is it what? This is great. This is what it's all about.
This is why I came to the Central Coast today, Pete Jolly, to call games like this.
Yeah, well, this is what you've expected, and it's dishing up more, I think, than what we expected. This is brilliant rugby. And now we see Brazil looking for the try line. Great ball! They're going over!
Great set piece, Pete Jolly. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut
And
you off.
Big Mossy's in the background, and she's blowing up. She's saying, girls, what are we doing? We need to be able to be in defensive mode, not
Yeah, they just
tear them apart.
They just switched off on that blind side move there, Pete. It was a set piece coming up, and the little jink, the little short ball, and going back to the blind side. A well-rehearsed move, and it very, very shows that this Brazilian side's here to play. And we said it in the first game that they may even figure well in the semi-finals. As they come now to the halftime huddle, big Caitlin Moss is laying down the law in that huddle. She's haunched over, just telling her charges how it should be. And the Brazilians looking happy in the middle there. Coaches taking a couple of players aside.
Yeah, and of course for the graduates as we go into their hub, there is Mossy, Caitlin Mossy, just having a chat to her friends, her teammates, saying, girls, we're still in it.
You know what she's saying?
What is she saying?
Girls, pick your game up because I'm doing all your work.
She's doing the work of the whole lot of them. 6 in 1. Big bad Mossy. Oh, that's great stuff as we see the Brazilians
Huddled up. Plenty of emotion for the Brazilians. They are known to cry on the pitch, so it looks like they could potentially
But I've never seen
run
now.
away with it in this second half.
We've
It's
seen
12-0.
some, gigantic women out there, well built, but she takes the cake, definitely. Look at it, ribbons in her hair, the number one leading from the front.
I don't know.
Unbelievable. Here she comes
she's
now.
taking the cake, but she's certainly taken them on here today, Pete Jolly. She's been
She's
very
powerful.
impressive here at Maroubra Oval.
And she's just having a chat now to the referee as well.
She's all over this referee, and she's not happy with something. She's taken, I don't know, is that a wedding ring or something? I don't know. She's looking at her hands as they come now for the restart. The graduates, they're going to have to score first, I feel, to get back into this game. We've got someone else in the box with us at the moment. Introduce yourself.
Good afternoon, Gareth, and good afternoon, Pete. Stu McCashy from Bar TV. How are we?
Oh, Stewie, it's you, is it?
Oh,
I was too transfixed on the action out there to turn back and see who was breathing on my shoulder. As the ball comes down now.
We're fixated on the graduates here, Stu.
Mate, there's some great rugby being played around the grounds today. I've been shooting photos for Bar TV, so we'll post those on the website this afternoon, and you can check those out.
Mate, you've been here bright and early. Of course, what a moment this morning, to be able to capture the Prime Minister with your camera.
Yeah, mate. Certainly a lifetime goal to get a selfie with the PM. So, mate, I think that's part of the bucket list complete.
I tell you what, you're a referee as well, Stewie.
On a good day, yeah.
Yeah. What goes through your mind in tournaments like this? I mean, is it something that a couple of the rules get let go of and we let the play go?
Yeah, sometimes we're trying to let the game flow as much as possible, but obviously stay within the laws of the game.
Yes, and the referee out here certainly blowing their whistle well as the scrum taking a little bit to get set here.
Just something I've always wanted to know with the whistle, the P in the whistle. What happens if they blow the P Do you always have a backup one in your pocket?
A good referee would.
Yeah.
I haven't experienced that kind of thing before, but I'm sure there's plenty of punters out there when I've refereed them wish that I had.
As the ball coming back for Brazil now. They look very dangerous when they swing it wide, but that may have gone forward there. Oh, and Mossy comes through there.
Oh, no, she's down.
She is down.
Out for the count.
Nah, she'll get back up. She's a fighter, this one. She's up on her haunches.
She's been in everything.
She
and
has
she's still
absolutely
going.
Carried this graduate side. It's 12-0 to Brazil. And Brazil make a whole heap of changes there halfway through this second half. The mark getting set by the referee. Oh, she's getting something done to her elbow here. Bit of elbow damage. She probably leads with that elbow, I think. Too much leading with the elbow from Caitlin Moss.
Caitlin, she's been in everything. She's had her face sandwiched in the in the turf. She's had her elbow grazed. At one stage, we thought she might have been gone with the hamstring. What's left? The ribbon.
She's got to score a try. I'm backing her to score a try from 40
We'd
out.
like her to score.
And bring this game back to the graduates.
Yeah.
I wonder why the graduates have got this name. Have you got any info on that, Pete Jolly?
The graduates. Well, maybe they're still in their prime. Maybe to answer your question, no, I don't.
Maybe they just like Sidney Poitier movies.
Maybe they do. As Brazil straightening the play, ball comes out inside the 22. Numbers this side to the commentary box. I just need three good balls here, Stu, and that's exactly what they do. And now the foot race is on. Big palm. Out the back the ball comes. Get that into you. On the 10-metre line, we'll talk about push and shove. We've got everything here on display in the Central Coast Sevens, Gareth, was it?
Yes, it's all in display. And the graduates, for a bit of information, the Lloyd McDermott Rugby Development Team, of course, the impressive Lloyd McDermott Indigenous Program, which has got these girls together. The program seeks to give a future to Aboriginal and, of course, Torres Strait Islander youth through the game of rugby. And it's doing a very good job here because these girls look like they're absolutely clicking together, Pete.
Yeah, you'd think they've spent a lot of they have spent a lot of time in the last few weeks coming together, but the Brazilian team, they are up on the Bar TV scoreboard by 12-0. But credit to their opposition in the graduates. It's not a one-way walk in the park, is it, Stu?
Mate, it's very warm out there, so especially for some of the bigger girls out there, it's certainly not a great day for them, but with this southerly blowing, probably cool things down a bit.
Okay, so they spin it now past the 10-metre line. They'll take the line on. Great covering tackle there. Ball comes out the back. They're keeping it alive, as you'd expect.
Oh.
Big palm and go, and a shimmy and a chamois, and down to the 10 they do go. Will it come now? The commentary side they come. Brazil running into Mossy. Look out for her. Here she comes. She's got you covered.
Not as effective as she was in the first half, but effective nonetheless. A half-effective Mossy for mine is a full-effective player for anyone else. As the Brazil side gets the penalty there, just coming over.
Here she comes. Where's Big Mossy? She's just ducking behind. She's swooping into the defensive line. She's like
going in for a sniper.
Yep, just a blitz, a blindside blitz.
She's trying to line up her winger. She wants to get one on her. Crossing the 10-metre line. They put the foot down. Well, they tackle them from behind. Great tackle. Great offload. And there's a try coming up for Brazil. And the number 4, she goes and scores the try. 5 metres to the left-hand side of the post. Oh, Stu, talk us through that. That was unbelievable.
All I can say was mesmerising.
Oh, it was mesmerising.
Yes,
and that too.
It was great support play there by the Brazilian side. I thought that she was going to get caught there, but she didn't. She had the nous to pop it up, and the play was there. Johnny on the spot. Scores for all mine, and the score now, 19-0 in favour of Brazil.
With 1 minute, 38 seconds to go. Oh, I don't want this match to finish.
No, keep them going.
Yeah. Keep it going.
Have Lloyd McDermott just pulled Mossy off the ground, or?
Yes, Mossy's
gone missing.
Replaced. That is devastating for all involved.
Mossy might be over at the Wyong Leagues Club having a few quiet cokes. Oh, she'd need a bit of hydration, wouldn't she? She's had a big effort out there. She's
Yes, blindside move here, getting away from it. Getting away from the defence, and good little offload there. Popping up in the centre of the field. The Brazilian side, they look really slick in attack at the moment. Just losing the ball there, though. The ball's anyone's, and Brazil comes up. Met well in defence. I'll tell you what, the graduates are absolutely stinging this Brazilian girls side in defence, and that's going to be a knock on there. And that could almost spell the end of the game. The score here is 19-0 in favour of Brazil.
Yeah. Just in the dying stages of this match. Gee, we've come here today expecting a hot day. The tournament directors have poured a lot of ice out of the club, but gee whiz, it's melting as we speak. How quickly does it melt on a hot day like today? This is a great run up over the 10-metre line. The graduates might score the try here. Where's the support? Comes back to the 2, and she's sprinting away inside the 22. The 10's after her, but she'll go all the way and score underneath the black dot.
Yes, Amber Pilley, she was the danger player for the graduates for the whole game. They didn't really get her much ball, and she made that break from her own goal line there, Pete, and passed it on to Selena Tranter, who made no mistake and just ran away with it, blitzed it.
Could have nearly scored herself, but went the unselfish option and passed to a teammate to go under the sticks.
Here's the kick from right in front. It's a successful conversion. Well, the siren goes in the background.
Great game of running rugby, great game of sevens rugby here at Maroubra Oval for the Central Coast Sevens. That was the absolute highlight of the tournament, that match. The graduates gallant in defeat against the national side, Brazil, representing Australia's Indigenous really well, the graduates, and it's a testimonial for them to be here. Of course, the Lloyd McDermott Rugby Development Team against the Brazilian national side. The score was 19-0. And here we have now Wellington versus Tijuana in the next match. And it's the men's. And this is going to be a tournament highlight, I feel.
So we're halfway through the tournament for today. And don't forget, Bar TV will be back tomorrow telecasting the semis, everything, the quarterfinals, you name it.
TV been this year?
We've covered a lot of territory.
Both of you guys have done a fantastic job with the NRC for the Greater Sydney Rams, was it?
Yeah. Yes. A few weeks ago, we had a ball. We covered 3 or 4 games.
Yeah.
Brisbane, Melbourne, and the Stars.
The Stars.
That was our first one.
That was the.
We thought that might have been our last, but it was our first of many.
That was when the band got together, so to speak, Pete Jolly.
And then a few weeks later, the Horns came to town, and but it was a great privilege to broadcast the NRC, and just like this tournament right here, bigger and better things for Bar TV, and you've been a big supporter of us this year as well, Stu.
Certainly have been keeping an eye on local sports, which has been fantastic. Listening to Gareth and Mr. Gardner from the Herald, giving us the finer details or their finer opinions of the Newcastle and Hunter Rugby Union competition, and yourself with the real NRL. Yeah,
we've had a big season this year, the real NRL, and hopefully we'll be back next year as well.
Brighter.
As they say, brighter and
bigger.
And you never know what else could be on the horizon as well next year as far as rugby league coverage goes on Bar TV. Stay tuned, as they say.
Yes, but we are here for Rugby Union today, and it's a celebration of Sevens rugby. It's a carnival atmosphere here. And we got the tents set up all around the ground. Duty of care. It's a real privilege to be calling here at this Central Coast Sevens. And, of course, as we've mentioned a couple of times throughout the broadcast, $20,000 up for the men, $12,000 for the women. And that's a lot of dollars. And it's going to make a lot of people happy come tomorrow afternoon, Pete.
What do they say about rugby, Gareth? Rugby, the game for everyone. All ages, all shapes, and all sizes.
That's exactly right. Maybe not sevens rugby. I mean, someone like myself probably couldn't handle the sevens these days.
Oh, I think
we-
if Big Mossy can handle it, you can handle it.
As the ball coming out now for Wellington, they'll look to spread the ball early as they did in the first match. And, that's a good palm and flick inside to the face by the Wellington side. They've still got the ball, keeping it alive. And big, long cutout ball pass there. And they should get some open space here, turning the ball back in. This is good defence here by Tijuana side. Looking to throw the ball to the Wellington side, of course. Champions of New Zealand, this Wellington side, and tournament favourites, if you believe anyone involved in the Central Coast Sevens. Ball coming out. They keep the ball well, don't they, this Wellington side? And, that's a good bump off there. I wouldn't be like to running into him there, Pete.
That is for sure. Now the ball comes back over. 22 metres out they are from the line. They're going to take the line on two, and they're going to chance their arm out towards the commentary side. Well, for a moment I thought we were watching something unfold in slow motion, but then he put the foot to the accelerator. But unfortunately, they've gone into touch.
Lauren Kelly, very close eye on the touchline there, getting the flag up very quickly.
Yes, one of your colleagues, Stu.
Yeah, Lauren's had a fantastic year. We've got two Newcastle referees participating this year that got selected, so it's a credit to both Lauren and Jared that have done the hard yards throughout the year.
As we see now, Wellington throwing it around at every opportunity, and they slice through. They've come down to the fullback.
Great
Supports
ball.
on the left. Brilliant ball, and they sprint away, and they score a try underneath the post. Talk us through that, Stu. That was unbelievable.
Mate, a very well-worked play by the Wellington side, sucking in the defence of the Tijuana side. And, just that inside ball, leaving the Tijuana guys in all sorts.
Yes, Hayden Shriver's there, the scorer of that try. There's a bit of trouble there for the Wellington player. They're calling for a replacement. He's not getting up off the ground. Maybe hit off the ball there. The number 10 in Belgium, Tuatagola. But he's going to play on here, showing a lot of heart and spirit. And this Tijuana side probably need to get the ball in hand to make anything of this game. This Wellington side are very well fancied, and the score now 7-0. First try of the match. They just hold the ball so well and back up each other and just know where they're going to be the very next play. As the kickoff, it's a good one, stays up in the air, and the Wellington player gets it there. Isaac O'Connor. And that's going to be a penalty. Quick tap taken as we come out. Little dummy there. Comes through. He
good hit too.
He hasn't got the support he needed on the inside, and the ball caught up in the breakdown there, and they'll take it forward there, and some good play, but he's held onto the ball, and that's going to be a penalty.
Did he tap the ball then, or?
Yeah, he did tap the ball, but it was for not rolling away, I believe, and the ball coming out now. A little pirouette there. And Wellington have won the ball back again. The big number 10 gets the ball, and that is going to be a try. Belgium, Tuatagola scores for the second time this tournament.
For Wellington, hey? Well, of course, this is their first hit out, isn't it? The Wellington rugby side in the CC7s
I believe
this
so.
year.
No,
It's got here, with big expectations, and a lot of people are ranking them number one.
Not in this tournament, though.
No,
We've covered them already.
We've already covered those ones.
That's all right.
But just to make sure we have, But
First hit out for the year, though. They are very much vaunted, very much.
Here's the kick. Gareth looks okay. Just fades to the left-hand side of the crossbar.
A very much
Where's your
favoured side.
Where's your money going on the tournament, Stu?
Sorry?
Who you putting your money on? Who do you think will win?
Look,
Anyone?
looking at this Wellington side, and obviously they are tipped the favourites. However, the Red Rock side that played in the first game against Wellington would also have to be probably, the tip for the tournament if Wellington get rolled.
And in the women's, who do you like there?
Look, hard to pick. I haven't really had much of a chance to look at the women's comp, but obviously with our Australian women's side working towards Rio, I think they'd be pretty tough to beat.
And I believe there is a Central Coast 7s official iPhone app as well, which you can download from your iTunes store, which we've been tweeted in by Byron Bainham. He's hashtagged us in. So if you are listening at home, you can get the app on your smartphone or your tablet. And taken out well there by the Wellington side, who don't look to be troubled too much at all in this game.
And a few more tweets coming from across the world, of course, with our live streaming capabilities. We've got a few up over in Brazil, actually. We've got DJ Q Time. Just finding out now where DJ's based. He's based up in Brisbane. He loves his rugby sevens, and he's saying, fantastic job for Bar TV to be able to telecast this match as we see them going straight down the middle of the field.
Gee, he's strong, isn't he, Belgium? But they've won the ball back. The Tijuana side, and dances around, palms him off. Just keeping him at bay there. Just caught up in that ruck. They've got a fair few players committed there. Not going to be able to do much with the ball here, but might try and back himself here.
Well, he's beat two. Support right.
And he gets the ball away to Henry Raniuli, and he has scored under the post for the first time today.
And it looked easy, didn't it?
Very easy.
Nice step, though.
Nice step.
Good footwork.
Drew the man in, and the support player was there to score the points.
And that is half-time. Was that the siren in the background?
That was the siren in the background, Pete. And
Kick's a good one.
it sounds like the siren's running out of gas. They might have to swap that one over in a second. It certainly hasn't got the oomph that it had at the start of the day, and this is a very close game of rugby here.
It's 12-7
12-7.
on the Bar TV scoreboard.
Tell you what, not a bad crowd here for a Saturday afternoon.
Yeah, a couple of thousand, you'd imagine, with the people watching up in the bleachers up there in the balcony at the Leagues Club.
It's a good setup here,
obviously
too,
a little bit too tight up there at the Leagues Club to pay for entry to come into the ground, so just choosing to watch it from the balcony, which is understandable. I believe they could probably get Bar TV Sports live from their TVs in there.
Oh, in the air-conditioned comfort.
If you are up there in Wyong Leagues Club, give us a tweet at hashtag Bar TV Sports, and we'll be sure to name and shame all of you for not paying to come into this tournament.
That's right. Even if you're not in the club, across the world, wherever you are, move your thumbs to your phones and hashtag Bar TV Sports, because we're here for our interactive coverage this afternoon. And we know that there's hundreds of people tuning into the coverage with our official numbers here on the computer. So we know that many people have the technology to move their thumbs to their iPhones and give us a tweet. So how about we start doing that, and we'll read the names out, Gareth.
Yes, definitely. The hundreds and thousands of people watching all around the world, Pete Jolly, as we go for the restart. And that's a good...
Very high restart.
Yeah, that's the kick of the day. That's the restart of the day. They've been pretty terrible, to be honest. As we come now, it looks like it's going to be a Tijuana scrum.
Yep, so what the referee said there is Wellington may have knocked on and the ball's gone into touch, so that the T1 side do get that option of the scrum or the line out where the ball went into touch.
Of course, this Tijuana side, I mean, a number of their players, they feature in international, got a fair bit of international experience.
Driving early.
Cook Islands, and then they do now spin it to the left-hand side, and they play a lot of Premier Rugby and touch experience as they go out wide over the halfway line. Good tackle over the top, needed to be achieved, and that's exactly what they did. Now they spin it from right to left, just surveying their options. They're on the 10. Now they're about to set sail past the halfway line. Good covering tackle. Great ball out the back, and they're into touch.
Yeah, great defence there by the Wellington side, coming across and just using that sliding defence to their advantage and driving them over the sideline. Gee, they look unstoppable, this Wellington side. when they're on song. I mean, they've had one try scored against them, but against that was against the run of play. They just look too strong when they've got the ball. I think they're going to run away with this in this second half.
It's
Yeah,
12-7.
certainly got the wind at their back, so if they decide to use the ball, I'm sure the wind will give them a couple of points.
Oh, offside there, was it? Just coming through the line out. No, not straight. Oh, well. You always go back to the first blemish, don't you?
Certainly do.
And the ball now probably about 30 metres out from the try line. They're going to want to probably get some points on the board here, the Tijuana side. A little blindside move maybe on. No, they go the open. Oh, he uses show and go. Uses
Twice.
that big fend of his. Passes it back. Happy to consolidate here and go backwards. Use the width of the field. That's a good... Oh, he nearly got that ball away there. The big number 10, Harry Beniagu. Ball popped out the back. Dangerous.
Great athleticism there.
They're going to have to do something with it because they look in all sorts of trouble. They've gone back 40 metres, but they still have the ball here. So the ball is the key in sevens, but he's kicked it away, and that was a mistake. I think he probably could have waited for his players to get back there and help him and come around the ball. Ball passed on the
Good
inside.
tackle.
That's a good tackle. That's textbook round the ankle stuff.
As Wellington now across the halfway line, looking for the support. There it comes. Big palm. And then they finish him off just inside their own half by a few metres. Gee, they've brought their spectators along with them. The crowd's really getting into this one from downstairs.
They certainly are, and I think the coaches are starting to get involved as well, or the supporters as well.
Well, there's not much in it. It's 12-7 on the Bar TV scoreboard, and we don't have that long to go in the match.
Couple of changes as well. Like these players look out and out on their feet. It's the hottest part of the day here at Maroubra Oval on the Central Coast for the Central Coast Sevens. As we come now for a scrum just to the left of midfield there. Ball passed out. Coming back on the inside, using his support but not reading it well there.
Not a great pass to start with.
Making something from nothing here with a little goose step. Oh, good pass there to the number 2 in John Kennedy. And he's going to come around and score. And that was a good floating pop pass to his winger. And he kind of took him out there, the guy that was chasing. But you can do that, shadow the player. And he comes around and scores that, Pete Jolly.
Oh, it was beautiful to watch. Like that happened, unfolded right in front of our commentary box. And he didn't even look at the man when he flicked that pass away to the guy that ran down the sideline. And
he just knew he was going to be there, didn't he?
Knew he was going to be there. That's it.
It was nearly Benji Marshall-ish.
It was freakish. Is the kick. Unsuccessful. So we've got only a few minutes to go, 2 minutes to go on the Bar TV scoreboard. We are locked up, gentlemen, at 12 all.
12 all. Who is the next to score? I've been backing Wellington in all day as tournament favourites, but I tell you what, Tijuana, when they've got the ball, they look very, very dangerous. They hold the ball really well and just play the game at their pace and wait for the gaps to open up for them.
Okay, well, will this ball travel 10?
Oh.
Unlucky. That southerly that I spoke about before has certainly played its part, so we come back for the free kick.
I'm going down there and I've got my saw, my hacksaw. I'm going to chop his leg off.
So Wellington, it's up to them, Gareth. Only 1 minute, 10 seconds to go in the match, and we are locked up at 12 all. Where will it come now? The 10 shows dummies, takes them on, crosses the 10 before he's been poleaxed into the ground. Spinning it back through the middle now. The 4's got it. Overlap out wide. 1 minute to go on the Bar TV scoreboard. They've lost it.
And he's had a look.
He's had a look there, and that's a drop ball, and this is a good opportunity now for Tijuana to counter-attack and try and score the last points of the game. Not too long to go. Under a minute to go here.
Yeah, 54 seconds.
As they come together probably for the last time. Maybe a little set move coming here. A wraparound play with the winger. Might suck in a couple of defenders here. And
Big push.
Wellington have won that against the head. A tight head there. You don't see that too much in sevens rugby as the ball now swung out the back. Good little dummy. Good offload.
Good
he
tackle
might be
too
caught
to
with it
finish
here.
him off.
Yeah, good rugby all
They've
around
got
there.
numbers right.
They have to use it.
Good ball.
Didn't need to do the big cutout pass. Could have just gone through the hands there. And breaks one tackle, breaks another. And puts the ball back. They've got numbers if they use it here. Oh, through the legs.
15 seconds to go.
As they come around, he's going to have the pace. Ambrose Curtis. And Ambrose Curtis grabs another try today on the bell. And he has just won the game for the Wellington side.
How good was that? On the bell. Always
on the bell.
memorable.
Mate, they're the kind of tries you dream as a kid to win the game.
Oh, he'll remember that for a while. Right on the bell. Bit of luck. Great hands. And in the corner they go. Hey?
Yes, and that's game over there, and the Wellington side showing why they are such a successful side. They don't give in till the last throw of the dice there, and coming through. The kick is insignificant. It's broken the deadlock, that try, and it's now coming around the kick, and he's missed it. So the score remains 17-12 to the Wellington side.
Another amazing game, all right. And more teams. Just keeps on spinning out. So we've got who have we got now? The Fijian side, the Divita side. And who are they playing? Well, I will tell you, the College Rifles from New Zealand. And of course, the College Rifles, one of the most highly regarded clubs from Auckland. They've got a proud tradition of success, and they're coached by the former New Zealand Sevens player, Edwin Cocker.
Yes, definitely a lot of pedigree in this side. It should be a good game. First time we've seen them over on the main field here. And it should be an absolutely brilliant display of sevens rugby coming up. Divita in the blue, the Rifles in the striped horizontal garb.
So Divita to get us underway, running left to right. And here we go. Sit back. Another 7 minutes coming your way here on Bar TV as the Rifles have the ball and they're spinning it out wide, aren't they, on their first opportunity to attack. And just short of the 10. This way to the commentary box side. They're going to back their ability. Where's the pass? Couldn't quite come there. Comes out the back. Spinning it back through the middle again. They take the line on. They approach the halfway line, the Rifles. Ball's on the ground. Who wants to come up with it? Picked up by the Divitas. And now they're away, Stu. And did well to get the ball back, didn't they?
Yeah, very scrappy to kick off this part of the sevens. Not being able to hold the ball. So hopefully both sides can handle the ball a little bit better for the rest of the half.
So the Rifles inside, yeah. Gareth the 22. Which way will they work? The ball comes out.
Well, could have probably chanced their arm on the blind side there, but they go open and taking it back in there. The Rifles look pretty slick, don't they? They're on fire, the Rifles, so to speak.
Here's a penalty.
Yeah, penalty, just holding on to it there. Didn't need to do that. Now this Divita side, dangerous from anywhere in the park, and puts on the big step there. Support on the inside. And can he flick it away? Yes, he can. Ball. And it's danger time here as he steps inside. Pops the ball up. Support on the outside now.
Turn him inside out.
Mata, and he has support again in Kumiu. And he looks like he's just prancing towards the sideline for his number 18 there. And Vanessa, and that's his second try of the day, Vanessa. And that was just almost slow motion stuff there.
Yeah, it was. Well, you know, a lot of regard for this side, though, from across the World Club Sevens champions. I guess that, you know, they're regarded as one of the strongest Fijian Sevens sides on the world stage. They claimed their World Sevens title, what was it, earlier this year in Ireland? I think it was.
Yeah, I think so.
And they're out to crack up their first trophy. for the C7s tournament here. And, gee, they are impressive, aren't they, Stu?
They are very impressive. As you said, they were over in Europe in that World Club Challenge. As we've got a player down just in front of the commentary box.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to affect it too much, but
His index finger.
They are having a chat. Maybe if they could just move him to the sideline there. The Rifles in a huddle. They're going to want to hit back. They did look very impressive with ball in hand, though, the Rifles. But I'll tell you what, containing a side as big as this has got to be hard out there.
Yeah, look at the
Especially in this
size. Look at the height.
Athleticism, I mean.
Yeah.
What are they doing playing rugby? They should be NBA superstars, shouldn't they?
Should they? Why?
Power forwards.
They wouldn't have to jump high. They just slam it in, wouldn't they? Into the ring. Now, here's the halfway.
Number 3
Well,
from Divita. Mate, he looks like he'd eat small halfbacks of breakfast.
That's a good kickoff there as the Rifles come down with it equal to the task, bringing it up to the halfway line there. Coming forward, passing the ball out. Good depth and width on the pass here by the Rifles as they come around a little in and away. Trying to get outside his man, but caught up there and
penalty.
Yeah, penalty there.
Not releasing.
Not releasing. I tell you what, the referees this second part of the tournament have been a little bit too whistle happy for mine. Stewie, can you go down and have a word, please?
I'll see what I can do, mate.
Of course, Stewie, a referee, an accredited referee in his own right.
Yeah, that's in my own right. It's depending on the punters what they think.
You've got plenty of pull, I'm told, Stewie. Well, you're up here with the Bar TV commentary, so you mustn't be doing too bad, buddy.
Yeah, thanks to the...
You're a multi all-rounder, aren't you, Stu?
Yeah.
You know, photographer, ref.
Yeah,
Anything
all-round
else?
good guy, I think.
Yeah,
well,
yeah.
I hope to think, anyway.
Yeah, you're going to go get us some sandwiches?
We're pretty hungry, Stewie. We've been calling for sandwiches since 10 o'clock this morning.
Your pizza still hasn't turned up, I
It
guess.
still hasn't come here, mate. As the
Hashtag
ball
Dominoes.
Stuck in traffic.
The ball now goes to the blind side. Bit of danger here. And just dances around. Good palm there. As they come back inside and hands off to the number 10 in Vukato. And he's going to score again. And I fear this match might be a blow-off, Pete.
Well, we're already out to 10-odd points.
Yes, it's the second try of the match. Conversion to come. That'll take him to 12 as he shapes for the dropout. And we're just going to swap out Stewie now. We've got Chloe from the Rams. Great to have you, Chloe.
Welcome to
Awesome,
Bar
thanks,
TV.
guys. Awesome.
How's your day been?
Yeah, we've been doing pretty good. We've had 2 wins so far. We just got over Sunnybank by, I think, a conversion. So that was good. Should line us up well for tomorrow in the playoffs. But Canada next, so definitely not undermining that one.
No.
Take a seat, Chloe, and welcome to the Bar TV box. Obviously, we've watched a couple of your games over the last few weeks and very impressed by your form. You guys would be hoping to get to the top of the trophy table. There's been some pretty good sides out here in action.
Oh, definitely, Gareth. Since the last Central Coast Sevens, you know, the standard has just risen major. You've got international teams here, Brazil, Canada, you know, all the Australian best teams. So, yeah, I don't know about aiming for the top. We're just facing each rival as it comes at the moment. And, yeah, just showing the rest of Australia what Western Sydney has in the Rams.
Yes, and you play for the Rams. Have you actually met the Ram?
I haven't met the Ram, but, you know, I'm so intrigued. He's
love
kind
the
of
Ram.
short and stocky, and it's like the little South rabbit, you know, the bunny. I just wonder who's in there. He must be an amazing person.
Yes.
Big personality.
He loves to dance anyway, and of course, the Rams unfortunate not making the NRC semis, but of course you girls put on a pretty good spectacle there for the Sevens before those matches, warming them up.
Yeah, there's no short of talent in the Western Sydney for women in rugby, so hopefully we can pick up for where the boys let off.
Yes, and the Rifles here making a half break. He's got a couple to beat here, bit of work to do, and he steps and jinks and takes the ball into contact. Yes, releasing the ball and coming through very well, the Fijians there, causing all sorts of havoc. Looking to get around his man there, and he makes a half break there. Junior Cepho passing the ball off.
Look out.
Here we go now, the big Fijian. The big number 3 in Mata. This will be his second try of the game. He's very impressive. And when it comes to sevens, I know you have pretty good aspirations. Do you hope to get in this Wallaroos outfit, or is that something that's on your radar?
Yeah, well, Wallaroos, I went to France earlier in the year for the 15-a-side for the World Cup. So, yeah, I did that Wallaroo campaign. But, yeah, in the sevens and the road to Rio and that, I think it's something as a forward is always a challenge. You know, they're usually looking for speed and the backs. But, you know, just happy to stay in the scene, and hopefully they'll need a big, tough, you know, lock at some point. But I did transition from the wing to the lock, so a little bit extra.
Everyone needs a big, tough lock.
Was that difficult actually to transition from the wing to the lock?
It was interesting. I think it was more questioning my own abilities, you know, like, okay, I'm going to the, you know, type 5 from the wing, which is so much space. So, no, but it was a good move, and I learned so much more about the game and the ruck, which helps in sevens, you know, because you don't have time to not understand that. It's so quick, so...
Out of interest, what do you do for 100 metres? I just want to know if I'm quicker.
Oh, I think you've got me, Gareth.
I
I think
doubt
you've got me with that tipped blonde hair of yours. You look pretty
What do you
speedy,
mean,
pretty
tipped?
edgy. Nah, not that quick. I'm more of a 400. I'm more,
Oh, yeah.
you know, give me some space.
I hate 400 metres. It's the worst running you can do. It's
Yeah.
neither here nor there. It's not long distance. It's not short distance.
I was actually pretty good at the hurdles, so put a few bodies in the way and I might come out ahead.
Yeah. Jump over those rucks, and one of those secret plays from the back of the scrum, the number 8 picks it up maybe. And would you look at playing number 8, do you think? Everyone wants to play number 8, don't they?
Yeah, I think it's just a matter of maybe a bit more bulk, a bit more size. I think like speed and being able to be at the breakdown, and my fitness is definitely a huge asset. So somewhere just finding that balance, you know, a bit more size to handle those props.
Well, Caitlin Moss from The Graduate, she might be able to give you a bit of a tip on how to bulk up. She was the biggest player I've seen out there today. I know we've seen a lot of international teams, but gee, don't go anywhere near Caitlin.
With
The curly hair and the big
Stay away
ribbon,
from
Yeah,
orange
I've seen her
face.
before. She was on the
She
league
is
scene.
a
for a
Yeah,
while.
do you know much
In the
about her?
Curry
Yeah,
knockout.
Caitlin Moss. Yeah,
Yeah, lots of heart, lots of mongrel, you know.
Yeah, she
Oh.
gets into
Something you can't really teach someone, you know.
Born with
no
that.
reply fend is it's something that touchies and that, you know, they wish they had. It's that contact sport mentality. She's certainly got it.
Oh, and another break here by the Divita side. The number 18, Vanessa, crosses over for his second try here. Sorry for cutting you off there, but that's another good try here. And the score blowing out to 24-0 here. This could be into the 40s here. I like the temperature.
It's cooling down. What is it like out there on the field? It's hot up here. It must be
It's
hotter
not,
out there.
It's not too bad. I think
Yeah.
actually last year it was worse. So I think with these storms and that, it's actually just brought a little bit of a cooler breeze. But yeah, I think just the key to trying to recover real quick out of that sun and stay out of the sun. But these Fijian teams, they're just so exposed to that, and they're just so, you know.
They're used
well
to
and
training
truly-
on the beach, aren't
Oh
they?
yeah, they've got that heat on wrap. But
So talking
Yeah.
of training, what sort of training do you have as a team coming into a tournament like this?
yeah, we pretty much, you know, as the Western Sydney team being a very new face of Western Sydney, we pretty much just scouting talent at the moment and trying to work out how to play together. Sevens, you know, being a bit of an exhibition game compared to 15s, you bring in touchies and touch players, OzTag, who just have a complete different background and approach. So pretty much just working how to play off each other and connecting, because support play, you know, as you can see these Fijian teams, that's the key, support play. So rather have a team, you know, full of support rather than a team full of stars.
Yes, and the Rams definitely one of the better setups in the NRC competition. Has it been good playing out there? Good opportunity? And
Oh, so grateful, Gareth. Like women in sport, you know, to be able to play on those professional platforms that Rams have set up. You know, there's just girls coming out of the woodworks to get that opportunity to play.
yes, definitely. And where to next year? Does the Rams girls, do they have a 15s development side at all? Is that something that's on the ARU's radar, do you think?
Not yet, because we have a New South Wales rep side.
As the Divisa side scoots away for a try there in Tuiba Bataratu. That's another try for these guys, and they are absolutely running away with it here at the Central Coast 7. Sorry for interrupting there.
Yeah, no, we were just saying the Nationals, Sydney women's won it last year. So Sydney definitely producing a lot of great 15s players. So definitely Rams, the Western Sydney side is a possibility, Having two teams coming from Sydney is it'd definitely be a response back to Queensland, who a few years ago you just couldn't beat.
And the referee pulling that one back and dropping the ball there. So it's a 5-metre scrum here with the Rifles with the ball. They're going to have to do something from their own line. This could spell trouble. What do you think?
Yeah, it's about keeping your head up here is about a message to your team who digs deep, because obviously the score's blown out. But if what you do right here sets you up for your next game to showing that, we can get ourselves out of trouble when we are in our own 10.
And speaking just of the men's Rams side, who's your favourite? We've got our favourites for the men's Rams side. It's Big Bad Barry's our favourite. Who's your favourite in the Rams setup?
Probably Jed. I like Jed, yeah.
Jed Holloway. There's two Jeds.
All right.
Jed Holloway or
Jed Gillespie.
Jed Gillespie.
I think Holloway. I don't know Gillespie.
Two Jeds. We call them Beverly and Hills. As the ball coming out. Don't you know the song?
How does it go?
The Beverly Hillbillies.
Oh.
That's why there's a man named Jed.
I'm trying to act young here. You can't see what I look like, but
YouTube that when you go. So just quickly,
dead air's the best air. Definitely as the ball going over the touchline.
So between games, how does the team? What's the team get up to? Do you head across to the tents and play cards, or is it all?
We're pretty much just straight on to recovery. With these games where you're backing up. What you do in that first hour after your games is crucial on how you play in the next few hours. So we just go straight to the ice baths and hot cold, try and get rid of some of that lactic, and then pretty much just try and stay out of the sun and recuperate, and fruits.
Make your fruit salad.
Yep.
Yes. And a bit of this cloud cover coming over now, so suiting everyone just fine. What in regards to recovery, do you get on the bikes? I noticed there's some bikes downstairs for the athletes to get on.
Canada doing that. I was like, taking notes. But yeah, it's about trying to not allow that blood to pool and that lactic. You try and keep it moving, get it out of the system.
And Radradu goes over the line there for the Fijian Divita side. The score now 31-0. The Rifles look so promising at the start of this match, but the score blowing out. They may get to 40, this Fijian side, who look very impressive here, Pete.
They are. They know how to give a long day to the scorekeeper. He's using his finger every 5 minutes, it seems like. But just quickly, are the teams staying in and around the Central Coast, or they're travelling from a few distance?
Yeah, no, we are staying. Rams, Everlesco is our sponsor, so we're really grateful to have them on board, who, put us up in accommodation and just allow for that team bonding, Just to get to know your team on and off the field is very important in development of people, on and off the field, which is an important key in sport. We learn so much more than what podiums and medals can show. So yeah.
Sure.
So it's a very tight-knit group, the Rams. I noticed at a couple of those after-match functions that get put on there in Parramatta.
Definitely, that's the key. There's no compromise on and off the field. We support each other. Some of the girls have got kids, and we're 100% on board with that. If you're a mother, we can still allow you to be an athlete, and I think that's pretty awesome. That's achievable.
Well, if you're a young girl listening to the Bar TV coverage, looking at the women's and the men's tournament, knowing that you could possibly get to Rio in 2016, what background do you think suits best the transition coming into rugby?
I just think you have to have a growth mindset. They've got such a diverse group of girls, from basketball to surf life saving to, I think there's a girl, a part of it from the skeleton.
And Jeremy Ennis scoring there right on the bell to wrap up that match. The first try there for the Rifles is now 31-5 with the kick to come. I don't know if they'll bother with it though.
Yeah, but probably willing to try and learn and take things on. And, sevens, a lot of things happen on the field, and you just have to compose yourself and flush it and just keep trying to go forward. I think that's just the general mentality you have to have, if you're willing to learn and take it on, they're willing to try and train you pretty much.
Yes, and we might be able to train up for Rio then.
Yeah, you got a chance.
Positive thoughts, Gareth. If we start tonight, we might make it in 4 years.
I may well look at the lawn bowls program, Pete.
Curling.
yeah. In the Winter Olympics.
So entertaining,
How
right?
good is it? Sweeping. And
Like a bit of ping pong?
I tell you what,
That's
I wouldn't go too good at the curling because my wife says I'm a really bad sweeper of the garage.
Really
so
bad mopper.
yeah.
I know, they're definitely very passionate about what they're doing there.
Anyway, we better let you go back to
Yeah,
your
back to
recovery. Thanks so
recovery.
much for coming in.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Thanks for
great to
having
meet
me.
you.
Say hello to Marshall and all the guys
Yeah,
for us.
definitely at Everlesco, of course.
Yeah, and Everlesco, thanks to the sponsor. Maybe they could put up Bar TV next time as well.
Yeah, never know. That growth mindset, just keep trying.
That's right. Thanks very much for coming in.
Thanks
Really
for that.
appreciate it.
Guys.
We'll see you later. And the visitors are coming thick and fast here for Bar TV.
Well, the word's getting around,
The word
that's for
is
sure.
getting out. We are the most popular team,
So
commentary team in the competition here.
So Sunnybank
Yeah,
are
this-
coming out.
Sunnybank against Yamathea, sorry. And Jay, who was in the box with us before, a Yamathea man, so hopefully he's listening in over the way there. Because, of course, you can stream at the ground and you can come down to the ground. There's still plenty of rugby left in the day today as we get ready for the kickoff in what is another game of Sevens football at the Central Coast Sevens. And it's showtime again. And that's another kick. Is it going to go 10? Yes, it does. That's pinpoint accuracy there by the Yamathea side. Over to you, Pete.
Okay, well, just, they're out to play the red side, aren't they? That is for sure. Yamathea, look at the number 7 in all his glory. Definitely one to watch out here on the wing. If he can get to the ball, look out. Look out, Sunnybank. That is for sure. But they go the right-hand side of the field. They find their big number 12. Stepping, weaving, jinking, throwing the pass back on the inside. They straight it up. Oh, down it goes. A metre out from the line. It's still onto the right. They could score. And that's exactly what they do. Their number 2 goes over in the corner, Gareth Wazick, and that's the first try.
Yeah, what an electric start to this match against Sunnybank here for Yamathea. They went down that far side touchline, had support on the inside. Thought they may have got penalised there for holding on to the ball, but no, got the ball away. And the big number 2 there, no one else to beat, and scores an absolute classic try here at the Central Coast Sevens.
Here's the kick from the sideline. He's got the wind behind him. Just
Yeah,
wide.
Mosakula just scoring that try in the corner there. And I'll tell you what, the Sunnybank side there, they're Sevens favourites here, but I don't know, this Yamathea side looks like it's here to play.
And of course, earlier this morning, for our viewers who have just tuned into the coverage, Bar TV had a one-on-one exclusive interview with the Australian Prime Minister, Tony Abbott. As we see now, they've gone straight through. They're coming down to the 10. They're over the halfway. The big 9's after him, curls him over the touchline. Well, that was impressive, Gareth, was it?
Yes, Jake Strawn there showing plenty of toe, but being run down by the Yamathea side. And these guys look absolutely in superb nick. And the ball goes out wide. This could be danger here. He's toying with him there. And the big number 4 palms him off, but that's a good tackle there by number 10, Robert Butcher, for the Sunnyside side.
Yeah, lucky Butcher was back there. Would have been a long day in the sun.
Sunnyside's up.
Sunnyside's up.
This is a great start to this game. Sunnyside definitely not daunted by the bigger and more powerful looking Yamathea side, are they?
Definitely not. Not too many players out there fear one another. That is for sure. No
Yes.
fear whatsoever in rugby sevens, is there?
No, the score here 5-0 to Yamathea. They are defending this scrum here. But I tell you what, this Sunnybank Dragons, they look pretty impressive. They look like they just want to throw the ball around. Giving away a little bit in size, but I tell you what, they look pretty nippy. And that's just holding onto the ball there. Yamathea with a chance now. About 10 metres out, and they throw the ball wide straight away. Good hands, but he's dropped it there. And yes, the referee called a knock on. Thought he might have missed that one. As the ball comes back for a scrum, though, the Sunnybank team still in a little bit of trouble here on their own line. Going to have to consolidate this scrum this time.
Okay, so he's got the ball there.
As the ball comes in.
And they lock the scrum. About 10 metres away. Big push. Oh, they've lost it.
Good work there by the Yamathea side, and coming in, dancing out of one tackle. He's got support. He doesn't use it. That's good. Scrambling defence there.
From dummy.
As they come through the ruck there, the hole opens up, passes the ball back on the inside to the big number 12, Joma Quanavana, and that's a try. And it just opened up there for the number 9, Ciavolini. Who comes from the back of the ruck there, Peter.
Beautiful stuff. I mentioned there, dummy. That's what he actually ended up doing. He just thought, I'll throw it one way. No, I'll just show it and go myself. And that's what he did. And the defence fell for it and over he went. Here's the kick now from about 15 metres in from touch. It's coming back around with the breeze. Will it have the distance? Just falls short.
Didn't have the legs, but you can see on the TV there that how influential this breeze is with the kicks. It really took it around there on the sweep, didn't it?
Sure did.
We go now for the restart. Rapati kicking it deep, making sure of it.
5-0.
Taken well by the Sunnybank side. It is now 10-0.
Well, Sunnybank, Gareth, they need a little bit of luck, but you've got to create your own luck here in the sevens, and they're struggling to come outside their own half, aren't they?
Yeah,
And
definitely a little bit of a scuffle there in that ruck there. It's going to be a penalty, and not coming through the gate there, the Yamathea side. It's 10-0 here in the Central Coast Sevens. We have Sunnybank Dragons versus Yamathea.
So what will they do now? Goes back inside.
A little set move off the tap.
Yep. Just straightening the play. The defence spinning, weaving, but the attack is equal to it. They got numbers this way to the commentary box. It's just a matter of putting it together. Over the halfway line they go. Great tackle, and he's been driven in the touch.
Yes, Josh Edmond, known for his pace there on the wing, but just didn't have it there against this Yamathea side who boast. I mean, these guys are absolute athletes, as we mentioned, from the Fijian side. Pete, as we come now for another line out here. And the Yamathea side will look to attack as they have done all game from wherever they are on the field.
Not long to go in the first half. Can they put another one on the board going in?
There's about 4 dummies in that. No one fell for any of them. And he's dropped the ball there. The big number 12, the double try scorer for today in Joma Quanavana. And that's going to be halftime here, Pete.
Yeah, there goes the siren.
Good, hard half of sevens rugby. Fast, entertaining, and that's what we're here for. The last play of the day, the glamour play, the excitement play, Peter.
Okay, what can come of this then, Gareth? Can they go 40 metres, possibly, and score the try? The Sunnybank Dragons comes back to the halfway line. Mrs. Butcher, he's been upended. He's not going to be able to get that ball away, will he? Somehow he needs to. It comes out the back, picked up by the 7 in Lee. He goes to halfway, loses the ball, picked up by the opposition, and they're away. They're over the 40. Look at them go inside the 22. Shut the gate. They'll score the try.
Yes.
Oh, boy. When you just
try.
thought Sunnybank were going to score, Gareth Wazick, who were there? The boys in red.
Yes, Yamathea through Semi Kunatani just comes up the middle, backing up from a bit of loose play, and he just stretched out like a gazelle and scores a try to wind up the first half here. It's now 15-0 with a kick to come, and he's made that one count. It's now 17-0 in this Yamathea side. I tell you what, these guys look like they could be the favourites for the tournament, Pete.
Mate, impressive stuff. We haven't seen much of them, have we? But I'll tell you what, if they keep playing like this, that is for sure. And don't forget our sponsors. Well, the tournament sponsors this year. Big thanks to 107.7, 2GO. And don't forget, you can listen to Sarah and Maddie from 5 to 9 weekdays.
Sarah
Everything
and
you
Paddy.
need to know on 2GO.
2GO, the way to go, I think.
The way to go, all right.
And the other media radio partners, CFM 101.3. It's a sea of great radio there at CFM. And, of course, the major sponsor here for the tournament, Fitness First. The councils are on board, Wyong Shire Council and, of course, Gosford City Council. Destination New South Wales, of course, providing some support here. Presilient, EduConnects, BLX, CPX, jobsonthecoast.com.au.
Yep.
Plenty of that happening at the moment.
And
You should have asked Tony Abbott about his jobs policy, Pete Jolly.
Would have been a nice one to throw in there. And speaking, if you're after a career change, we've just been handed this one. Log on to www.police.newsouthwales.gov.au, and maybe you'll see yourself in the uniform protecting New South Wales before you know it. There's a bit of a recruitment drive going on at the moment in the New South Wales Police Force, so log on to police.newsouthwales.gov.au, and why not make the change?
Yeah, that's going to be a penalty there off the restart. Sunnybank just holding onto the ball. They're not releasing. Yamathea now with a chance to attack again as they come to the commentary side, going back to the grandstand side, dancing, just playing with their opposition, holding the ball in hand. It's a pretty fast-paced game, this one, as they come through the middle here, and he's got one to beat the big number 11, and Luke Nanathaway, he's taken down, but he's got support, and the ball thrown out the back there for a big cutout pass. They've got numbers if they can use it, yes. He doesn't need to. Yes, he does, as they come back on the inside, and he's going to streak away the big number 9, Civillini, and he scores with the blonde mohawk, you might see, and that's a great try there by Yamathea.
Oh, put him down. Yamathea. We'll name him as Mr. Y. Put him down for the 50-metre sprint in the Rio Games. Absolutely pounded his way down to the goal line, and nobody was going to get him. Absolutely phenomenal effort. Here's the kick now from the number 7, 22 metres out, hits it. It's coming back around. Oh, it's just waved away, and the touch judges put their flags down.
Yes, unlucky, and of course the try scored by Civillini. Conversion unsuccessful by Rapati, who's having an absolute whale of a game as well. I'll tell you what, the score here now, 22-0. This could blow out here, Pete Jolly. And letting it bounce here, the Sunnybank team. They clean it up, though. Coming forward. Ball out the back in the breakdown. And they're just playing a little bit boring here, the Sunnybank side. It's not like them. They're just trying to make metres up the middle, which is not sevens-like behaviour at all, is it? As they come out now wide, looking to stretch this time. Drawing the Yamathea players in, and he's got a bit of pace here. The number 4 in Ryan Menzies. There's a ball coming wide again. They're holding the ball really well.
Here
And
they
there's
go.
a hole opened up the middle here. He's palmed one off. He's caught there. He's got no support. And he gets the ball up, flicks it up off the ground to his number 5, Nick Laws, who was supporting in the end. But now it's going to be a penalty here for not releasing. And this Sunnybank side looks a little bit out of sorts here. They look like they might be struggling in the heat. One to beat here for Ryan Menzies as he's taken down about 10 metres out from the line, and that's going to be another penalty, and it's a quick tap. This could be a try here, and it is a try to the number 7, Peter Lee.
Peter Lee was in everything in the lead up to that, Gareth. He got the ball.
He took the
twice.
lead, didn't he?
He did take the lead. Living up to it. Is he what?
Real leader.
Leader of the pack. Now the referee's gone down.
He's had a tumble. That's the first one we've seen today.
Always like it when the ref goes down from a fan's perspective. Here's the kick.
22-5 now here with Yamathea leading the way in this game against Sunnybank.
Sunnybank.
Couple of changes being made. They've got a couple of their smaller players on the field now. Yamathea hoping to maybe exploit some gaps out there.
Well, we've only got about 2.5 minutes to go, so will they be able to put some more on the board? They're coming through. Oh, juggled. But unfortunately, it goes back to the opposition. They straighten up. Beat one, beat two. Nearly slapped over the head from another one. Still going. They're not going to be done yet. They want to get another try.
And here it comes. The number 5, Nick Laws, just comes through. Easy as you like. Everyone committed to the breakdown there. Committed to the ruck.
Here's the kick. Gareth, can he knock this one over? You bet he can. They put the flags up.
Yeah, the score now 22-12. Here we go. The game's back on here. Looked like they were going to be out of it for all sorts this Sunnybank side, but they've made a pretty good comeback here at the Central Coast Sevens.
10-point ball game. As we see now, the Joe Bishop stand. A few people over there shielding from the harsh sun rays as they spin it around. Inside their 22, there's a bit of niggle out there between one or two of the players, but the referee has turned a blind eye to it as they accelerate up over the 10, over the halfway line. They come down to the 10, up over the 20. Oh, he's in the touch.
Yeah, great defence there by the Sunnybank side, just shadowing to the sideline there and taking him over. That's really good Sevens defence there, and he looked like he was going to blitz away for all money there and score a try, Pete.
A blistering try down the eastern touchline. Got to love them.
That's what we're here for, isn't it?
Plenty of them, haven't we, Gareth, today? And we're
Yes.
about to see plenty more throughout the next 3.5 hours right here on the home of the Central Coast Sevens. Bar TV to the halfway line. Gee, they're just trying to tackle any way they can to put him down. One went around the ankles, one went around the neck, as we see now. Play on. Look at them go. Speaking about blistering speed.
Yes, the big number 1, Aussie, has come through there, just backing up through the hole. Easy as you like, and that's another try there for the Yamathea side. And you would think now the game out of the Sunnybank side reach with that try now. Taking the score out to 27-12.
With a kick to come from right in front, you'd think he would just bang this one over, wouldn't you?
Oh, he probably want to soak up a bit of time, I'd imagine.
Flags are up.
Makes no mistake of that one. The score 29-10 here. I'll tell you what, Sunnybank, they haven't been absolutely blitzed off the park, but they haven't really been in it all game, have they, Pete?
No, definitely not in it from the get-go, have they? But not blitzed off the park, as you say, but blitzering run over the 10 towards the halfway line. Comes down to the bandage man. Up over the 22. Oh, he's knocked down. Look at the yellow boots. Thousands, it seems like.
Yeah, he's been their best, Ryan Menzies, as they look to pass the ball out now. The big number 7 there. Peter Lee again passes it on the inside. They come around. They come back inside. This is going to be a try. Yes,
he's lost
it is.
I think. Did he lose it?
Dropped it. No, he's called a try. Robert Butcher scores about 10 metres in from touch there. And that's a good Sevens try.
Was. And there goes the siren, Gareth.
Yeah, that's a good, exciting game of rugby there. They threw it around. Both sides chanced their arm all game. The Yamathea side just too strong in the end here, as full time is scored. Lee takes the conversion. The players shake hands. The referee blows his whistle. And I tell you what, this has been a frenetic game and a frenetic call. And my voice is losing me.
Oh, mate, you've only got 3.5 more hours to go. You'll
And a
be
day.
right.
And a day and a gig tonight.
Wow. That's all happening, as Bill Laurie would say.
I never stopped speaking.
Speak underwater. That's
one
the gift.
might say yes.
But it's all good, as that is the end of that match, 29-12. So we stand by now for our next one, and it will be
Rangitara versus Moringa. First of the Sydney Premier clubs coming out here on the main field today. This should be an interesting match. Moringa, one of the tournament favourites as well. So we've got about 2 minutes to the start of this one. as I hand you over now to Pete.
Gareth's voice has gone. So, the sun still has a bit of heat behind it. We came here and we mentioned to everybody at the beginning of the telecast, 28, 29 degrees at 8:30, 9 o'clock this morning. Well, it's still hovering around the 27 degree mark, and that's in the shade, according to our barometer here in the telecast box. Player comfort out there. You wouldn't be anything less than 30, I don't think. So we're about to get underway for our last match in this bracket of play. Of course, this is round 2. Then we'll head into round 3 at 3:40. At 3:40 Australia, we'll be playing the Sydney Fiji side. But right now, we've got Moringa
and Rangitara. Yes, Moringa, of course, the proud club from the northern beaches in and around the Manly area. The Moringa Rats are taking on Rangitara, and of course a couple of All Blacks in that side, and of course a couple of the Sydney Rays in this Moringa side as well. So it should be a pretty interesting and a big game of rugby sevens here.
Well,
as the kickoff
don't
comes
know
away.
if it will go 10. Luckily that breeze picked up. We might have been having another one. Now, just keep an eye on the referee. I thought he was going to blow the whistle now.
Yes, he has. He's quick with the whistle. Jared Logan doesn't mind a bit of a toot on the old P as the Moringa side stretches the ball wide. They're one of the fancied sides in this tournament here at Central Coast Sevens.
Yeah, and they cross the opposition's half. So let's keep an eye on, see if they can strike first. Blood here. This is Holmes. He beat one, still going Holmes. Passes the 10-metre line before he's knocked to ground. They're about 38 metres away from the opposition's line. Comes back through the middle of the field. Adams gives it across this time to Davis. He takes the line on. He's still going, Davis. Where's the support? He may not need support. He'll need support now if he was going to go all the way. No support came there, Gareth. And
yes.
It looks like the opposition have got it.
Yes, the Warringah side
they
still have the ball.
back.
And they need to get the ball out because there's trouble. They've sucked a few of this opposition. They go the blind side there through Davis, who gets the ball back now and looking to spread the ball here. But no, going back towards his force. Sees a little opening there. And that's a try there for the Rats. That's a great try for the number 8.
Mick
Adams.
Well, Mick Adams, a lot of class across the field. There's a few Lukes in this side. Don't forget to get them mixed up. Luke Holmes and, of course, Luke, is it Vescio? Vescio to his closest friends. Here's the kick now. Oh, it's woeful.
It's a grubber kick. What was all that about?
I thought we were here for the A-League. But not the case. We're here for the biggest tournament on the Central Coast, the Festival of Union.
It's the biggest tournament today
and tomorrow
in World Rugby.
And it's on Bar TV.
It's on Bar TV. So
where else could it be?
Hashtag Bar TV Sports and hashtag CC7s if you want a little bit of input. Of course, we are totally interactive here.
Interactive, all right.
Down.
We'll get to your messages throughout the day. Be interesting to see which way the ball comes back. Comes back to the Flyers. Look at them go.
Toby Harris has plenty of toe.
Beating one, beating two. He's got plenty of ticker. He offloads the ball. They're keeping it alive. This will be a miraculous try and effort if they can get over the line in this move. They've just got to throw the dummy and pray. They pray and they score.
That's a
brilliant
great
try.
Adam McGarvey shows it. Could have given it twice there, but goes himself.
He only needed to give it once, but he's over, Gareth. He prayed, see? Wasn't that one of your tunes? Something about Jesus and God? Tell us what it was about.
Jesus Can't Play Rugby it was, and it was number 1 on iTunes for
4 weeks.
4 weeks, mate.
Here's the kick.
Sales worldwide.
You must have made a monster out of that.
Not as much as what you're making off Bar TV, Pete Jolly.
Here's the kick. He must be making a monster with these yellow boots. He strikes it with the right boot. He's bringing it back around. Oh, it's just gone left. So no change to the Bar TV scoreboard, Mr. Wazik.
Yes, the score is 5-5 here. Rats versus the Moringa Rats versus Rangitara. And I think you'll find that the phrase is, it's a mozza, not a monster.
It's a mozza.
Yes, but we'll say monster.
We change the dictionary here in the Bar TV box.
We do. We change trends. We make trends, to be fair.
And we read trends on Twitter. Whatever's trending. We'll get to those throughout the course of the afternoon if we get one or two. Actually, we've got plenty to get through. We're just keeping them as a surprise for later on this hour when we introduce you to the Australian Prime Minister.
We've been waiting all day for this interview, Pete. It would want to be a great one.
Oh, it's up there.
It'd be one of the best.
It'll go national.
Will it be bigger than Denton?
Bigger than Andrew Denton.
Bigger than Denton. That's what I'm calling.
Maybe we could create our own enough rope.
Maybe we could.
Bar TV, chat show.
Enough Pete.
Enough Gareth and Pete. That'd be a show and a half. When are we going to start that up?
The Odd Couple, maybe.
Well, that would be even a better title.
Well, as the scrum now sets with the Rangitara side.
That could be
On
Logie
the
material.
attack. It
Speaking
could
of the
well be.
Logies, they're on in Melbourne next year as well. If we start our own show up, we might get nominated before March.
You never know.
You never know your luck in the big city as they spin it out wide. They're going to straighten up. Support, where is it?
Good straight, strong
Good.
running there, but the Moringa side comes over. Have they won the ball? And Rangitara coming through with a good clean out there and
Here's a penalty.
not rolling away there. Logan impressed there, letting the play go on till the ball came out the back, but nothing was happening there.
Well, we're still locked up, aren't we? No, there's been a
It's 5-5.
5-5.
Yes, we
Just-
are still locked up. We're delirious here. We haven't eaten all day. We've had no water in the box, and they come through there. Good little switch play back inside.
To the
But he-
number 9.
He's
Look at
caught
him
there.
go.
Oh, and he's
Gareth.
absolutely upended there.
Chance out wide. Where will it come now? Picked up by the number 1. He'll offload to the 11, and they go in the corner. And going the way there of Love It, and doesn't he love that?
He does love it, that's for sure. Pete Giles, he comes around and scores, and I tell you what, there was an absolutely massive hit there by the Moringa Rats, and everyone stopped and looked. But the Rangitara side took advantage, spread the ball out wide, and love it as you may, came around and made no mistake of it to make the score now 10-5, Pete.
Now here's the kick. Can he put this one between the black dot, bringing it back around, but too much curl.
Yeah, Vanderhayden going back to his Dutch roots there and putting a bit too much curl on the ball. That's Moringa. The green team.
Scoreboard now, just going up by an extra few as we a jack of all trades here on Bar TV, letting the scorekeepers know exactly what's going on, and we talk to the big guests as well, Gareth.
Yes, all the big names have been up here for Bar TV in the Bar TV box today, and that's a penalty there. And the Moringa side looking to put points on the board.
Oh, great
Good
show
run
and go. Down to the 10. Where's the support now? Put your money on a backline spread. Oh, no, we won't. We might put our money on a penalty here.
Yes, the ball came out anyway in favour of the Rangitara side, and that's a good pass on the outside there. The big number 12.
Will he go all the way?
Clutterbuck.
He pins the ears back. Will he be pushing the Dutch?
Clutterbuck, the New Zealand Sevens representative there, just caught there. He played last week in the Gold Coast. And that's a quick tap there, and he's going to go over, and as easy as you like. And they're going to make it easier for them, passing the ball on the inside for the number 1, Adam McGarvey, to score again. And Clutterbuck, as we mentioned, played for the Kiwis in the Sevens on the Gold Coast the other week, and he is absolutely devastating when he has the ball. He looks like he may be carrying a bit of an injury, though, not as fast as what we have seen from him in the past. But he absolutely streaked away down that touchline as they make no mistake of the goal to bring the score out to 17-5.
He got it right in one, 17-5. And, of course, number of players in this tournament have come down from the Gold Coast a few weeks ago.
The Goldie.
The Goldie. How good's the Goldie?
Tell you what,
Been
a
up there?
couple of them look like they've got some fake tans. Because that is what the Gold Coast is known for.
Fakeness at its best, you think? Well, here we go, where, as we mentioned, everybody has been in the commentary box this afternoon. We've had the Australian Prime Minister, and now we're going to be introduced to
Jesse Perari.
Jesse Perari. Yeah, how are you going?
Yeah, not too bad. Bloody good day out here, so, happy to be here.
We're happy to have you here, mate, and obviously not away with the Wallaby Spring Tour or anything like that. I had you as a smoky there in my predictions, but alas, no good. How are you finding this? You're one of the patrons of the tournament, obviously an Australian Sevens representative. Are you playing at all?
Nah, mate, I was just saying to the boys before, I brought the boots up just in case the coach gave me a go, but he red-penned me pretty quickly.
Red pen, no one likes a red pen. I'll tell you what,
You've been scratched.
I'm a writer and I have an editor, and he red pens everything. It's disgustingly embarrassing, isn't it?
Nah, it hurts.
So anyway, how are you looking anyway for 2016? Do you think you're definitely in the plans there? Or is that something you want to target?
I'm definitely, I want to target it. I don't know whether I'm in their plans yet or not, but I'll just keep working at what we're doing now, and hopefully I'll get there.
And you're from the Central Coast. What part of the Central Coast do you hail from?
Avoca Beach.
The good spot.
Lovely spot down there.
Nice.
It's all pretty nice though.
Nice waves, nice times. So you hate
Good
people.
rugby
You
club.
hate people from Terrigal then?
Oh yeah, you have to.
You can say anything on Bar TV. Don't be ashamed.
We're just going live around the world. I think we've got 2.7 million tuning in right now.
Jeez, that's not bad.
Not bad, is it?
Yeah.
Not a bad day out on the Central Coast. Yeah.
Yes, that's inflated figures, by the way, Jesse.
Well, there's
2.6.
100,000 here today, isn't there?
Oh,
Yeah.
mate. Have you seen a bigger... Yeah, exactly.
Tell you what,
it's a great ground, though.
You
The
need to get up.
surface
You need
looks
to get
good.
up to that balcony up there and tell the people that don't want to pay to come in to get in here, get into the ground. I'm not happy.
No, I'll go up there. I'll send my bodyguard up there later.
Well, you are the bodyguard, aren't you? The Australian Seven side. That's the rumour. You're the man they all look out for to when times are tough to pull off the big hit and give a bit of enthusiasm back into the side. And here we go. And he's caught again there, Clutterbuck.
And some might even say the aggressive ball carrier as well. Huh?
Oh yeah.
How's
The
that
bull,
sit with
the
you?
young
The bull.
bull.
The young bull.
Hasn't quite stuck yet, which I'm a little bit happy about. But
I tell you what, Matty Clutterbuck. Do you know much about him? The captain here. He played, I think, last week. Didn't he?
yeah, he played at the Gold Coast
2 weeks ago.
I think he went pretty well when he was on. So
He's been pulled up a couple of times here. He might be a little bit sore from that tournament because he's been run down a few times.
Yeah, right. He's a forward.
Oh, he is he? He's playing on the wing though, like all good forwards do, I guess.
Here's the kick. It's a good one. So try has been converted.
What's the score?
The score is 24-5, and Moringa. Our male was though one of the tournament favourites and getting absolutely shown up here by the Rangitara side, who have got a couple of New Zealand reps to their credit.
I think I backed them at the Central Coast opening launch, the Rats.
You backed the Rats, did you? And who do you play for in the Shoot Shield, sorry?
I've played a couple of games for North, but haven't played 15s for quite some time.
Yeah. That's obvious for obvious reasons. You're travelling around the world, and how is it travelling around the world, seeing the sights?
Certainly can't complain. I think I've got the best job in the world. So, getting around all these beautiful countries and cities, there's not much better.
Always wanted to know, do you get frequent flyer points in doing so?
You do. It's been great for us that Emirates have hooked up with Qantas because Emirates is a lot of the sponsor of the tournaments. It's worked out well for us with our frequent flyers.
Oh, that's great.
And certainly there's some frequent flyers in the Australian Seven side, and who's the fastest in the team? I bet you all, with your big egos and your glamour looks, who's the fastest? Let's hear it now.
Nick Malouf, the Moose.
He is the Moose, is he?
Yeah, the Moose.
He's the quickest.
Yeah, he's by far the quickest. Ran a 4.85 the other day, I think, over the 40.
Wow.
Moving.
It's like my old times. As we come back now, I don't even know what's happening in the footy. I'm just so excited that Jesse's in. Rangitara's just scored another try and looking to convert here, and they make no mistake about it. The score here, 31-5 to Rangitara, and this is an absolute blowout. Were you expecting that, Jesse?
I certainly was, and as I said before, Moringa were my pick to win it, so hope they got something to pull out for the next 5 minutes or so.
Now, you're obviously in the ARU contracted 7 side. What goes into training each week for you guys? Is it full on, or do you do half the training that the 15 aside guys do?
No, mate, I think we probably do double. We're in there 4 times a week, probably doing 2 to 3 sessions a day, so pretty tough gig.
You only run 14 minutes a match, plus recovery.
Yeah, it's pretty tough.
Is it tough?
Yeah, you rack up over 15 Ks on a weekend, so it adds up.
And you guys are off to Dubai next, and talk us through the qualifying for the Olympics. What games do you have to win, and where do you have to finish coming up in the next couple of months?
Yeah, well, basically we have to win a whole lot. We didn't do too well after losing to South Africa in the quarterfinal at Gold Coast. So now we need to go pretty much top 4 or better for the next ones to sort of keep in contention for qualification.
Yes, and I'm sure you'll do the country proud, and obviously Australian Rugby Union proud. Where to for the rest of the year? I know Dubai's next. Where do you go after that? Do you play in a lot of these satellite tournaments as well, or is it just the IRB ones?
We're more so in the IRB. We've got a few guys going out to Singapore next weekend.
Fine.
That should be good fun for them. But apart from that, we've got South Africa coming straight up after Dubai, and then Wellington, Las Vegas, Tokyo, Hong Kong, and off to London, Edinburgh from there.
That sounds unbelievable. Maybe the
Glasgow.
ARU need a couple of commentators for their analytics videos there to come around and follow them around the world.
Well, I'll have a chat to Matty Johnson and see if we can get you on board.
Matty Johnson's a good friend of mine from Newcastle. He used to play with the university side. So
he's saying you guys were the only team to win a premiership for university.
I didn't actually play for university. I played against university. Yeah, he was actually in that side, and let's not talk about bad news.
And also,
it still hurts me.
Still just about your little performance a few years in Newcastle Rugby. What's the record?
I've got
send off.
I do have the quickest record in first grade rugby for a send off at 5 seconds. Obviously, I'm a short man with a lot of anger, Jesse, as you can tell by the call. And the Moringa guys,
take me stool back.
Getting back to the rugby, the Moringa guys are down, and they've just turned the ball over there to Rangitara, and Rangitara attacking. They can attack from anywhere, floats it out there nicely. Ball coming back, and that's what I like about this sevens. It's just ball coming back through the hands. Pretty much possession wins you the game, doesn't it?
Absolutely. It's just quick turnaround. You can force one turnover and go the length of the field and change the game.
Back.
Just like that could have been.
And as far as try scorers go for the Australian setup, who is the leading try scorer at the moment?
Oh, well, I'm nowhere near the top. I think it would be somewhere. Cam Clark, maybe?
Yeah, cool. Cam's going well.
Yeah, he's going very well. Won the Australian Sevens Player of the Year the other night at the John Eales Medal.
So when you go to these awards night, is there a bit of segregation to the main setup guys? Do they look at you guys like, oh, look at these guys, they get to go to Tokyo and all these cool places, and we got to go to bloody Argentina in front of vuvuzelas and get heckled all game with a bloody red light?
No, I think they're pretty cool with it. Like, there's actually quite a few guys there that have come through the Sevens program. Bernard Foley, Fanger, Nick Phipps. Matty Hodgson was sevens at one point. There's quite a few there. So.
Yeah, it's cool, and it's a definite pathway these days. And thanks for coming in and sharing your thoughts, Jesse. I mean, you're free to stick around if you want and add a bit of colour to this commentary. It's pretty colourful as it is, though.
My missus is outside, so I better go look after her. Thanks for having us.
Bring her in if she wants. If she wants to have a chat.
Stitch her up.
Yeah, tell her we want to have a chat with you. Come on, Carly. Don't be shy.
Here's Carly now. Welcome to Bar TV, Carly. You must be proud of your boy.
So proud, yeah.
Really? You look proud. You're here touching his leg and just You know, I can just feel the love inside the bar.
Yeah, it's all in
to be
here.
to be honest, me and Pete have been at each other the whole day, and it's just nice to have a bit of love and vibrancy
Oh, well, that's
in
good.
the box.
I'm glad we could help.
Yeah, beautiful. And of course, Jesse, he's an ambassador. Where do you fit in all that? Do you write his speeches for him?
No, he
Really?
doesn't do speeches.
He doesn't. Does he
I
just
just
do the
run him on the
dancing?
fly, mate.
He just nice on the
Just
fly.
does it, just comes to him, you know.
Just naturally
Natural
talented.
talented.
Well, I've written down 3 pages of notes for 3 days of rugby here. That's how unnaturally talented I am.
Okay. Sorry to hear that.
And are you an Avoca girl as well?
No, I'm South African.
Really?
Yeah,
Can we
yeah.
ask where you both met?
In Canberra.
In Canberra.
Yeah.
Wow.
A South African and a coastie in Canberra.
Canberra.
That's your
Yeah.
Paris. Parliament
Yeah.
House. Parliament House is where you get
That's
down
why I was
on
so
the knee.
excited to meet Tony Abbott
Yeah,
today.
yeah, for sure. Yeah. What'd you say? Because of you, we fell in love, Tony.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, nice. Yeah. Whereabouts in South Africa are you from? Getting
I'm
back.
from Pretoria.
Oh, Pretoria, nice
Yeah, but
part of
haven't
the world.
lived there in a while, as you might be able to tell by the accent.
Not at all. it's all good. So in Australia, where are you guys based? Are you based on the sunny coast? Can I call it the sunny coast? That's what it is.
We're actually based on the northern beaches. The boys have just started training at Maroubra about a year ago now. So, yeah, we live in Avalon.
Oh, stop it.
Yeah.
The glamorous, the beautiful people.
I guess, you
Out the
know,
back, mate. Not near the beach. That's
Jesse, you know, he travels a lot of the time. What do you do when he does come home? Like maybe a night out at the movies?
It's wild. Look, it's nice to have him home when he does come home. And work keeps me pretty busy while he's away. So we get through it, but it is a lot of travelling, a lot of time away.
With Skype and all that these days, it's like he's in the room anyway, isn't it?
Do a video session?
I do get a lot of everyone else in the videos too. So.
Oh, really? That could get a bit freaky, let's be honest. It's bar TV. It's live on the internet, so you can say whatever you want.
Anyone listening back home in Africa? South Africa?
Oh, and not today. I think they're still asleep.
Oh.
Saturday morning. Yeah.
of course, they'll be tuning in, though. Like,
When they wake up, they'll be watching the
We'll
replay.
do a special cut of this. We'll get our producer to cut this up for you and post it on the website so all your family and friends can listen to it back home.
Can't
And
wait.
just know that you're doing okay with a thug of an Australian bloke.
Sure,
A Central
we
Coast-
held the Super Rugby trophy before.
Yeah, did you?
Yeah, just to rub it in a little bit for my parents where it's living at the moment.
Yeah, nice. Anything you'd like to say to your family back home, of course.
Hey guys.
I'm here on the Central
I'm here.
Coast.
I'm on the Central Coast, loving the Central Coast Sevens.
And I'm a TV star.
Oh yeah, famous.
So what do you
now.
do for work? Sorry.
I'm a pediatric occupational
You're
therapist.
way more interesting than him, let's be honest.
I work with kids.
Comes in handy.
Very good. Pete Jolly, on the other hand, not allowed near kids.
Another
Anyway,
story.
we'll leave you guys to it as we go to the next game. The Aussie Pearls, who have been absolute fire. How do you tip them in this tournament?
yeah,
Before you
actually, I tip these girls to win. So hopefully they'll live up to expectations.
Yeah, it's got to be out of them and Fiji, I think. The Fijian girls side for the Fijiana girls are absolutely crazy. They're awesome.
I haven't seen them play today, but I've heard whispers.
Mate, you're staying in. Oh, you live up
Pearl's
the
gone
road.
to
So,
Control.
what about the rest of the teams? Are they all staying in around here?
Yeah, as far as I know, I think a few down at Terrigal, a few are in the entrance. Yeah, I think that's about it, to be honest.
You have a walk to the ground.
Yeah.
The floor of the Wyong Leagues Club.
Yeah.
It's always a special.
Yeah. A few staying in surf clubs, I think. Yeah.
Oh, the tournament director's house.
Of course,
Wow.
Craig doing his bit for Central Coast Rugby. And we thank you very much for Jesse coming
Yeah.
in and having a chat with us, and thanks for all your time.
And of course,
Thanks,
Craig,
boys.
what an outstanding, tournament director Craig has been. I mean, just to get this sort of tournament up and running, and then to have the Prime Minister to come here today, he's done a fantastic job, hasn't he, Craig?
Oh, can't praise him highly enough.
Yeah.
Like, the stuff he gets through, he's just unbelievable. Very proud to.
on his
know
way to
all of
Lismore,
that.
I'm sure he's listening in right now.
The Prime Minister,
In
he
his
was on his
chauffeur-
way up there after here.
in his
Yeah.
chauffeur-driven car.
All right, then. Great. Thanks for coming in,
Cheers,
and
guys.
have a great night, and all the best in the future.
Thanks very
If
much.
you'd like to drop back tomorrow, we're on air all day. We'll be here from 9 o'clock. If you come around at lunchtime, just bring some chicken sandwiches.
We
All right.
We
with
haven't eaten for 2 days. We're locked in here.
4
As-
days by the end of it. as we see now, here's the halfway line.
As we go
Now,
back.
Gareth,
Just tap
what's
and
happening
pass,
out
or
here?
tap
There's a,
and
there's a
Go back
rugby
to the
game
start.
on.
Yes, the Pearls. We got a little bit excited
Pearls.
there, didn't we?
Wow.
It's the Pearls taking on Sydney, Fiji here on the main ground.
Forward first.
And that's a little bit of a
Forward
knock-on.
first.
A little bit of light entertainment there. That's what we do for you guys at home. Hashtag Bar TV Sports. Hashtag CC7s. If you want to get in touch with us.
I think we're creating a record today
When it's
as
steady.
far as live
Coach!
digital streaming goes from
Bind!
morning to night. 9
Set.
hours non-stop. We're going to clock up 20 hours come
Tell you
tomorrow
what,
night.
by tomorrow night, it won't be a record; it'll be a broken record, Pete. As the ball comes around, the Pearls away here. The number 6 streaking away. She's going to score. I think it's about her 5th try of the tournament here on the Central Coast.
Yep, beautiful work straight through. And of course, for all our fans on this session of live streaming, what we're going to do after the end of this match, we're going to cut the stream, but don't despair. We will be back for the afternoon session. So we've still got another 3.5 hours left to go here at Maroubra Oval on the Central Coast. So the last live stream will take you through to the conclusion of the day. And then, of course, we'll regroup, go have a beautiful dinner, come back, have a nice breakfast tomorrow, and get back into it for the final day.
Well, not me, Pete. I'll be out performing tonight at the Playhouse, and I probably won't eat there either. Let's be fair.
Just imagine how much weight you've lost today.
Mate, I've come here 130 kilos. I've been sweating all day. I'm about down to 70 now.
And here we go, back underway. One of your
One of my
real
pet
big
hates.
pet hates. And why is it your big pet hate? Didn't go 10.
Didn't go 10 again. I'll tell you what. This Aussie Pearls side looks in a very, very good form, doesn't it? And Sydney, Fiji just look a little bit out of their depth here. Taking on the Australian women's side. The Pearls, as they're known, on home soil. Just holding the ball up there. Look at the strength in that as the ball pops out the back in the breakdown there. Picked up well by the Fijian girls. The Sydney Fijian girls, and they've got... Oh, and she cuts through the middle there. Little half break. And upended by the Pearls girls.
And of course, don't forget, keep on Bar TV throughout the entire 2-day coverage. As we keep on mentioning, we're going to have an absolute plethora of stars on and off the field joining us here. And what a coup for Bar TV. And a live stream one-on-one exclusive to have the Australian Prime Minister with us in the box earlier today. And they're streaking away again. And I'll tell you what, Gareth, this team, gee whiz, they're no strangers to the goal line, are they? They're just making it look oh so easy.
Yes, crossing the try line here, Pete, with absolute ease and gusto. It's now 19-0 here on the number 1 field at Maroubra Oval.
With the kick from right in front. You just got to love them, how easy they are to the crossbar. We haven't seen many going over from the touchline, but tell you what, within 15 metres of the black dot, they've been nailing them, just like the one you witnessed there. So the scoreline now, it's 21-0 on the Bar TV scoreboard. This is the Central Coast Rugby Union Festival for 2014.
And what a carnival it is. I mean, we could call it a carnival. We've got Brazil here. We've got teams from Fiji.
All we need now is the maracas.
Yes, all we need now is the maracas.
And
a bit of Peter Allen playing in the background, and we've got ourselves a bit of fun times. As the ball goes up high, that's a good restart. That's my restart of the day, to be fair. And Emily Cherry, the captain, has scored 2 tries here, and she is on absolute fire. She could win the player of the tournament here, I think, for the Aussie Pearls. She's mine, my favourite at the moment anyway.
Coach!
Out on the wing, she's the captain.
Bind! Set!
And as we can hear the referee through the headphones, set. Good piece of enterprising play there, and nearly gets the cutout pass, and she does, and here's the captain again, Cherry. putting another cherry on top, scoring another try. That's a hat-trick for the game. Make no mistake about it. She's gone over again, and look, what a great effort here by the Australian Pearls girls. It's now 26-0.
26-0. Spot on.
I tell you who we haven't seen there may be a problem with is Elia Green, who scored 3 tries in the first game. The number 11, she had speed to burn, but they haven't need to use her again. Maybe there's a problem with injury there. Maybe we can send one of our runners down to find out.
Okay. Well, that's a break time.
And it's half time here.
It is half time. We'll just wait for the kick. Just doesn't have the legs there. Just pulls up a little bit short. So that now is half time, and it is 26-0 on the Bar TV scoreboard. Well, how about this so far today? We've had over 14 odd games. We've seen tries score in the hundreds by now. And
nearly
the crowd
thousands, maybe.
Could be well and truly in the millions by tomorrow.
It will be.
And we've had Stu in the box, Bar TV's roving reporter. He's taken photos all day long.
What's your best snap?
What's your best snap?
I reckon it has to be yours with a PM.
Yeah,
I think so. There's been some others, but the only way to find out is check out the Facebook page.
For those of you that can't see at home, Pete Jolly is absolutely glowing now at the praise of him looking better than the PM, I think Stewie said.
Might have been the sunscreen protection might have gave me a bit of a glow.
I think so.
Yeah.
Bit of nervousness.
That was a bit of jitteriness.
Yeah, played well though.
But it was all right. Ended up our thoughts there. Thanks.
I tell you what though, keep tuning in though at Bar TV, because we're going to have a look at that interview later on in the day, an exclusive for Bar TV. You won't see it anywhere else in Australia today, where Pete Jolly goes one-on-one with the PM, asking all the hard questions.
Shirt fronted him. Front on.
The shirt fronted him. You puted him up, did you?
Did I what? You're listening, Tony? Thanks for that today. I'll be in touch next week. He said that anytime Bar TV would like to chat to him, feel free. And that's
an open line to the Prime Minister. That is the pool that we've got.
That's
here
what
at Bar TV.
That's the pool we have. You know, we get
amazing.
the big names in Australia. Do they come any bigger on a national scale than the Prime Minister? I don't think so.
I don't know. Do they?
One would have to argue.
Maybe Bronwyn Bishop. Has the ball going out here with the Pearls. They look to pass the ball wide. And here comes Green. As I said before, she's on the field now. She's got plenty of pace. And no one's going to stop her. No one here today anyway. As she comes around and scores another try. She missed the last match, but she could still end up the tournament's leading try scorer. Such is her talent. What an amazing try there. And built from their own 22, the Pearls. Not afraid to throw it around, and they are just a class above in this game. The score here, 31-0.
Welcome, Stu, back into the commentary.
Yeah, thanks, mate. Certainly the Wallaroos are picking up from... the Pearls. Stuck with that the 15-side game, getting used to the 7-side. The Pearls are certainly building on from the Gold Coast a couple of weeks ago.
Yes, Stewie, an accredited referee, one of Newcastle's finest.
Thanks, Gareth.
How long have you been refereing for now?
One of the few that
started off as a young fella?
Yeah, started off when
I was
younger
fella.
Younger fella. Mate, started off when I was 16 and realised that I wasn't going far as a player, so I thought I'd put back into the game and referee.
And they make a break here. The number 7, Charlotte Caslick, doesn't look like anyone's going to catch her as she comes through, and she's going to make that another try under the post, over the try line, and that's going to be 38-0 here on the Central Coast at the Central Coast Sevens. And this is getting away from this Sydney Fiji side, Pete.
Yeah, it's exactly right. I was just going to ask you a question about the depth of refereeing in Newcastle, especially. How's that shaping up?
Mate, we're going through a bit of a transitional phase at the moment. We've obviously the likes of the great Mark Eads and Grant McNeil and Paul Ryan have slowly hung up the whistle. We usually see them every couple of weeks putting the boots on, but we've got some great young fellas coming through. Young Drew Tonks, Jared Logan, who's here today, and young Lauren Kelly, who...
Oh, knock on off the kickoff. Sorry there, Stewie.
You're on, mate.
This could be a bit of danger. But no. Referee has pulled it up here. The Pearls, though, may look to attack. Good opportunity, sorry, for pulling up there. Stewie, let's talk about some more referees. And Grant McNeil, obviously, one of the better ones. He's retired now, I believe, and has refereed in the Shoot Shield competition.
He has. He has also, I believe, become an assistant referee for the Super Rugby at a couple of Waratah games. But as I said, we've got some good quality younger referees.
And the ball coming out now. Sorry to interrupt again, Stu, but they're coming on the inside, and that's Green again for her second try. She's only been on there 3 minutes and already 2 tries. She scored 3 in the first game. She's an absolute superstar in the making as she crosses over, and she's going to take the goal as well. Watch those hamstrings.
Wow. You got a few stats there.
Mate, we once we go to the next live stream, we do have a very special guest joining us in the box. So stay tuned.
Fantastic.
Fantastic.
Can we tease it? Who could it be, mate? Who could it be?
Mate, after your efforts this morning, well, it's not quite Tony Abbott, but it's probably the next best thing in rugby at the moment. So playing in the 15-side game for the Wallaroos, coming back from injury. So I'm sure she'll have a lot to say about the Opal's chances leading up to Rio.
Fantastic.
Yes, and the ball now with Sydney, Fiji as we get back to the game. Coming through. Here are the Pearls, and they're having an absolute pearler of a game, to be fair. And the ball coming out. Little jink on the inside, and Tanisha Stanton stands them up and passes it out there to Charlotte Caslick. She's going to make it all the way. No, she's pulled up short, gets the ball away there. Another pass out. Another pass out. Oh, good defence there by Sydney, Fiji. Good desperation, but the Pearls kicking it over the top there for Green. She lets it bounce, and it bounces over her head. She probably could have got there on the full, and they clear the kick there, Sydney, Fiji. But it's going to come back now for another attacking opportunity, and they come towards the commentary side. Little dummy there off the head. Little ball in, and oh, that's going to be called maybe a knock on, and Sydney, Fiji have it back there. Unlucky for the Pearls, but very, very good, entertaining, enterprising rugby here on the Central Coast.
It's 47-0. Wow.
Can they be the first team to crack 50, Pete?
Sorry, Blue. Knock on.
Yes.
They can.
They can.
That
I had to think about
an out-and-out definitive
I was just looking
answer
at the clock. They've got plenty of time to
from
do
Pete
it.
It took him a while to register, but yes is the answer. Yes, they
We came
can
back from
crack
advantage,
50.
they've
You
got
heard
goal
it
on
here
1 second off.
from Bar TV Sports, and as the ground announcer said, he's been heckling us all day.
Coach!
Pete, you were just doing the maths.
I was just doing the maths. That's what I was doing. I was adding it up. Do you think it could happen? Let's
Oh,
see.
they've won that one against
Well,
the head.
maybe they can.
That's a tight head scrum
Go
there.
towards the gap. She goes right. Over
Looking
the 22.
to use the pace, and here Green, she's going to score again for a second hat-trick of the day, and she is over again. What a great try. And Elia Green is one you need to watch out for come Rio 2016, because I'm sure she'll be there. And they've cracked the 50, the first team of the day of the tournament to do that, Pete.
The predictions come true.
Yes.
Yabba dabba doo.
Yabba dabba, dabba dabba doo.
There you go. And the kick.
Is successful.
So it's 54 points to 0. If my maths was right.
Yeah, your maths is
Just
right.
on the money, you think? Just on the money. Anyway, don't forget, after this match, we'll have to disconnect. Well, all our viewers at home, just make your way onto the Central Coast 7s homepage, and you'll have the last session coming up of the live stream, which will take us through to 6 o'clock here tonight. And then don't forget, we'll be back on deck tomorrow morning, bright and early, for Finals Day 2014. There's the siren in the background. Play is still continuing. They're throwing it around at every opportunity. They're straightening up. Great tackle, driving tackle there. Gareth on the 10-metre line. Ball
Yes.
pops out.
Kobe Jane Morgan absolutely making sure of that one, making it stick.
Oh,
Ball
big
bumped
bump.
off there. Where's she been all game as they look to pass the ball around and take him well there, but no, the Sydney Fiji come through on it. Looks like they're trying to get the ball. Referee playing advantage, and the Pearls come up with it. Oh, a little bit of a hair pull there. She won't be happy with that. She gets up,
Game over.
looking to blow up there, the number 7. She's had a good game, Charlotte Kaslik, creating play all over the field, and that's going to be a break-in play. Thanks for joining us here in this second session at the Central Coast 7s for Bar TV. And remember, hashtag Bar TV. Go to the Bar TV to get the next link, or go to the Central Coast 7s webpage to get the next link for the last session of the first day of the Central Coast 7s Rugby Union Tournament.
Yeah, and coming up, we'll have, when we come back, the Maple Leafs versus the Greater Sydney Rams. Looking forward to that one, Gareth.
Oh, I love the Rams. The Rams obviously with a soft spot. We had them up here earlier on,
Thanks.
and that should be a good game.
Okay, we'll break. We'll come back on the other side of this.